You're damn right. We are live, live, live. And I'm telling you right now, when we started Behind the Turnbuckle, we said we'd be here for every single PLE, no matter the time, no matter the day. And damn it, we meant it, even if it's a first Saturday in college football. Welcome in to our premium members, one at a time. This is a live watch along. We'll be here for the entire Bash in Berlin, 5 matches. But before we get into anything, I got to bring in my partner, my man who makes this brand what it is. And his name is Big Tommy C. Look at all nice, clean Saturday afternoon. Tommy, good afternoon, sir.
What's up, Coacher? We're looking forward to Bash in Berlin. A lot of good matches. So a lot of speculation that we made in the past couple of weeks. So we're going to see it all come to an end today right here on Bash in Berlin.
It's interesting because I always liked it whenever we would do European shows or foreign shows, they would only take a very specific amount of talent. And when I look at this match or this card today, there's only 5 matches, and I was kind of trying to make a list of superstars that aren't on the show today. There's no Bloodline, there's no Jey Uso, there's no Braun Breaker, there's no Bronson Reed, and it's going to be interesting to see how a Gunther-led pay-per-view does in the WWE universe.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting if he can carry the ball. We're in his country, and they gave him the championship, so he's got to be able to carry it. So we'll see what happens.
So they are starting right now, and WWE announced, I don't know, about an hour ago during their 8-hour pregame show that it would be Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. And they're showing right now. I like when you start like the old Goldberg style where you start in the locker room, and right now they're following Cody Rhodes down the hallway. I love that kind of stuff. To me, entrances are a lost art. Aren't they to you, Tommy? A little bit?
Absolutely. Yep. You see them backstage there. They're coming. They're walking. You see in their face. What are they thinking? Are they going to win today? Are they not going to win? So is the confidence there? So as you saw, Cody looked like he was all business. So Kevin Owens got a lot to deal with here in a couple of minutes.
I think that Cody's a super smart talent, and we've talked extensively here at our brand, Tommy, about how you put layers to what you're doing. And I think, and I'm not saying he's listening to us, but we've talked about how he's got him been pushed to the side a little bit, how the Bloodline storyline on his show SmackDown that he's the champion of, that he hasn't been the main event guy. And I'm wondering if now he's saying, you know what, let me add layers to what I do and be a little bit more serious, not be the guy that glad hands everybody, and come out tonight and set a tone. And I kind of like that.
Yep, we do like that. We like the aggressive side of Cody instead of shaking everybody's hand and kissing every kid and signing every autograph. I like to see the aggressive, and I think we're going to see that tonight at Bash in Berlin. So he looks focused. So, and now we're hearing about this knee injury. Last night on SmackDown, they were talking about his knee. I didn't even know anything about it. Did you know anything about that?
No, I knew nothing about it. And
so are they going to play off of that or what?
You think it's a work, or you think it's real?
I don't know. They said he was on the tour and he hurt, Kevin Owens said he hurt his knee, but Michael Cole never, nobody talked about it at all. Yeah. So we'll see.
Well, right now they're running they kind of did a tease, and now they're running a cold open that has, and I like the creativity. We're going to criticize when we need to. We're also going to get praise, Tommy, when we need to do that. And I like how they've today, because there's only a very few talent on this show, but they're showing everybody showing up. They're showing everybody talking. Did you happen to see any of the, I call it a pep rally yesterday, that the fans were singing all the entrances? I mean,
I watched
the crowd is hyped. Berlin is ready for this.
Yep. They sang Randy Orton's song. They sang CM Punk's song. Even when Punk's song went off, they were still singing it. So I think they're a heavy Punk crowd here tonight. They're in Germany. So I think Drew's got a lot up against him. So we'll see. And I'm very interested in that match, as you know. So is it going to end clean? What's going to happen? Does it end? Does that storyline end tonight? That's what I want to know.
All right. If you have any questions, put them into the chat. Jordan is our first one there. Jordan, thanks for hanging out with us here on a Saturday. And Tom, his question is this: Isn't what's happening to Cody the same thing that happened to Bailey when she became champ? It certainly does kind of feel that way. I
Yeah.
Bailey was even a champion half the time, Tommy.
I mean, we just saw her again last night. She's been gone since SummerSlam, so I think they give a little more love to Cody than they do to Bailey. So I don't want to put it to that level yet, but he definitely has been pushed aside as we've been talking about the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens tonight. I was watching. It just happened. You know how in the algorithm on Instagram or on Twitter, just old videos will come through your feed. There was a video of Jericho, Tommy, that was on Stone Cold Steve Austin's show when he was doing the show for WWE, and he was talking about the decision to leave to go to AEW, and it was about a pay per view and where they placed him on a pay per view. And it was interesting what he said. He goes, "If you're not in the main event," and he was talking about his run with Kevin Owens. And he said, if you're not in the main event, they put him on second on that particular pay-per-view, whichever one it was. He said, you either want to be opening the show or you want to be in the main event. So they're getting to open the show tonight. It is Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Do you like the fact on a 5-match pay-per-view that it's going to be Kevin Owens, who is seeking his first world championship since 2017?
Yeah, I mean, I like opening the show with the title match and ending the show with the title. Obviously, Gunther's going to end the show, obviously. So
Yep.
I like starting the show, getting Cody, getting you right into it. I like opening with one championship, and now they'll close the show with the Gunther. So I kind of like it. I don't have a problem with it at all.
So Kevin Owens, he has certainly made it very public, Tommy, also that he has not re-signed his contract. It is apparently up at the end of the year. And can I just give a shout out, Tommy, to this crowd that they're all standing, they're all hyped. And Triple H said on interesting, Wade Barrett and Michael Cole.
Yeah.
No Corey Graves.
No.
I wonder if you think this is gonna be the new team for SmackDown? I'm assuming.
Look, see the German announcers. I hired both of those guys.
Oh,
I know.
real quick, Tommy. This is how we used to do it. How many sets of announcers did you used to book to go to all the pay-per-views in the United States?
Well, in the last 5 years, it was like 7 different languages we had, and I hired everybody there. So we had Russian, Brazilian Portuguese, we had French, we had Chinese, we had Spanish, we had German, we had Russian, and I hired every one of those guys. So and then I would travel once a month, and I'd be with those guys to make sure they do the right thing, are there for rehearsal and everything, and they get their rundowns and everything, and they prepare for the show. We would have our own room, which I would get from Tony Chimmel.
I remember, that's right.
And we would sit there and study the show, and then when it was rehearsal time, I'd make sure they were ringside, that nobody was waiting for us, obviously. You know what I mean? We were there 20 minutes beforehand.
Well, here comes Cody Rhodes. Sorry, Tommy. Here comes Cody Rhodes. Part of the international, and this is the 7th PLE, Tommy, this year internationally. Why do you think they've leaned into the international show so much?
I think maybe US is a little saturated, and they want to just make it more global for WWE, which they're all about. Obviously, that's changes now with Netflix and everything, but we don't need to talk about that now. But I really think they like going global, and it really just cements them that they're, no doubt about it, man, they are number one globally. There's nobody even coming close. I know AEW just had All In the UK, but Germany, France, every show we've seen so far, PLE, has been a sellout. So look at the crowd there. I know it's not a huge arena, but it's big enough, man, where every seat is filled. If you take a look at that, it's top rafters. Every seat is filled there.
But Tommy, I'm getting ready to give you a stat that's going to blow your mind. Do you know what Triple H said on the pre-show?
What?
Today's show is the highest grossing arena show in company history.
He says that every
history.
He says that every PLE though. This is the high. I get what you're saying.
No, but arena show, that's very important. Not a stadium, but an arena show. And which means that if it's not a big arena, I don't even know how many are there. I'll have to wait to see what it is.
I think they
But
said 13,000.
all right, so if it's 13,000, then that means they probably doubled the ticket prices, is what I'm guessing, right?
I would think you're right.
And when this is the first premium live event to ever come to Germany, ever.
Yep.
So when for those who are watching right now, to kind of put it in perspective, imagine a show coming. Let's say Germany's kind of the size of about 7 or 8 states, I think, in the United States. Imagine one show coming to the Northeast one time a year, and for the first time ever on a pay-per-view. That's what we're looking at today. Imagine how much, Tommy, those fans would pay if that was the case in the United States.
Yep, absolutely. That's why they're there, Coach. They knew they would sell it out. Obviously, haven't been there. The last time they had I think there was during the Monday Night Wars, there was a Raw there. It was Triple H talked about it. So, and that only had like 6,000 people in the arena at the time. So they come back here how many years later, and it's going to sell out. And WWE's hot already, so it's an easy match for WWE.
No doubt about it. So right now, I also like one of the changes they pivoted to, and Triple H has always believed that a world championship is really important. And when you do it like a big-time boxing match, Tommy, where Samantha Irvin's in the middle of the ring, you've got the ref who's checking Cody, he's checking Kevin. You're now getting a shot of that title. This feels big the way that they're doing it, and I absolutely love it. I love it.
It's the old school way, man, and that's what they're doing. And then the ref's going to hold the title up to everybody to see that it's up. And wow, it's Jessica. I think her name is Jessica doing the title match. Wow, that's a big rub for her.
That's a big time rub for her.
Yes, it is.
We had Jimmy Corderas a few weeks back on the show, and one of the things about being a great referee is not being noticed until you need to be, and really having control of a match, because fans love Tommy, and we saw it a lot with some of the pictures that came out this week of, I'm sure you saw them, of Drew and CM Punk around the ring, which I absolutely hate, and it's hard to control security in an arena, but you really want to sell the entire experience.
Yep.
And this is an experience, and the referee is a big part of it.
Yep. And the crowd's hot already, too.
Oh, they are red hot. And, Tommy, this is a big match, I believe, for the future of Kevin Owens. He doesn't have a contract. So how big is this against arguably the company's second biggest star?
Well, it's big for him, that's for sure. And I'm sure I'm sure they're going to have a really good match. Now, whether he turns heel here during the match or does something that is not a babyface-like thing, so we'll see.
Tommy, I'm going to turn this up a little bit, and hopefully it doesn't drown out at home. I just want to hear and feel this crowd for a second. Thank you, Jordan. Jessica Carr is the name, Tommy, of the referee.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah. Wow.
There is no substitute for a red-hot crowd. None.
Nope.
None.
Well, they've been waiting a long time, boy. And they want to try to
top history. Wow. Sorry, Tommy, go ahead.
Hands. Wow, they shook hands.
Okay.
Wow.
So mutual respect. Don't mind that, because there's not venom between these two.
No.
These are guys that were a part of a 6-man tag, 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
On the same side of the fence. And sometimes, and if you're talking, Tommy, because Vince Russo taught us here on the show that it's got to be realistic, right? And in real life, there are some great matchups in sports that's all about respect. A lot of guys don't actually hate each other in sports and then go toe-to-toe in the best possible way, right?
That's absolutely right, dude. It started out like that with Magic and Bird, right? They had a big rivalry. And you know what? In the beginning, they didn't like each other, but in the end, they became really great friends, man. So rivalry start, and that's what we love. I mean, as being sports fans, we love stuff like that, man. Pedro Martinez going against Derek Jeter in playoffs and throwing the ball near his head or stuff like that, but they respect each other. So, and that's the name of the game. And I think that, in this match that we're seeing right now, something's going to happen here with Kevin Owens.
You think
I
so?
really think, yeah, that it's going to make him go on this just can't be a straight babyface match, babyface against babyface. I think, you know, the weeks before he charged that Cody with the belt like he was gonna hit him, but he really handed it to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really interested to see at one point during the match he's gonna get so frustrated that he might turn a little bit. So we know Cody's not. Cody's
I
like,
think he has to. I
yeah,
think he has to, Tommy, to further not only the storyline, because let's be honest, on SmackDown it's kind of been the bloodline and everything else.
yep,
That's what it's kind
yep.
of been.
And I actually think Kevin Owens is a better heel than he is a babyface. As you
Oh
know, you love
God,
being a
yes.
heel. Yeah, you love being a heel.
There's nothing better than being a heel. He says, I'm not going to let you have that. By the way, shout out to our man, Raphael Esparza, who makes our wrestling odds for us. We just announced this week our new partnership with mybookie.ag. He was a big reason for that partnership, Tommy. So thank you publicly
Yep.
to him.
Thank you. Yep.
And we're going to have a lot of fun with MyBookie because I'll be the first one to stand at the front of the line, Tommy. And let's say for this match, for instance, we talked this week on betting the turnbuckle with me and Raphael. And there are odds now. And I said, this is the dumbest thing in the world. This is several years ago to bet on wrestling. Who would want to bet on wrestling? Right. And then I had to flip the switch, just like I said, I would never talk about wrestling again because it's fun and it's a way to kind of jump off and get a discussion going and also see what the public and the books think about what's going to happen in a match. So I think it's kind of fun. And MyBookie loves wrestling betting. So it's a great partnership for us.
Did they put any odds on this match?
Yeah, Raphael, real quick, can you put it? I don't have it pulled up. Raphael, can you put up a few of the odds that you had, at least for the matches that are on the card today? Because Raphael had all of them. He'll get them in there, and we'll discuss them here in a moment. I think it was Cody minus 1,200. Because
wow.
yeah, he was a really big favorite. Because Tommy, do we really think it's all about the story and how does the match go? But do you really think that Cody's going to lose the title to Kevin Owens in Berlin?
No. And by the way, there's no selling of the knee. You don't see Kevin Owens so far in this match. From what I'm seeing, he hasn't gone at the knee at all. So wait and see what's going to happen there, because he made a big fact about that last night on SmackDown about his knee, that he's injured. But Cody's not selling the knee at all, and you would think Kevin Owens would go at that knee, right? So, but
Tommy,
he hasn't.
Tommy, do you notice what's happening here? What you just said, the way they're doing the early spots, Kevin is getting more and more frustrated.
Yep.
And I think it's on purpose. And now he goes out to the outside, and now here goes Cody. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a nice move.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. Now we're starting to pick it up just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I like the there you go. So Kevin Owens is plus 1,200. Cody Rhodes is minus 5,000.
Oh my God.
Do you know what that means, Tommy? For those people who don't understand wrestling odds, if you want to win $100,
yeah,
you got to bet $5,000.
Yeah, by 5,000 to win. So
if you want to win $500, you'd have to bet $25,000 on Cody Rhodes today.
God. Wow, Cody's focused there, man. Look at him.
This is a great way to, and also, Tommy, having only 5 matches, and we know that the WWE is allergic to anything less than 3 hours.
Right.
They have time. They have time to tell this story and take it. I remember Rock used to teach me, because Rock was the epitome of, he never took anything off the top rope, never took anything dangerous. And to him, it was all about storytelling, selling. How do I tell the crowd that, man, this hurts, or I'm getting frustrated, or all those things that in any fight, the natural emotions that you would have, they now have time to do that here, Tommy.
Yeah, and they're telling a pretty good story right now. As you said, like you can see KO is getting frustrated a little bit, that Cody's just ramping them up a little here. So now they're in a hole now. So don't stay in this too long. Looks like a rest to me, but well, they're moving though. They're moving in the match. They're moving.
we forget sometimes about ring rust, but also ring cardio.
Yeah.
And we talked about it on The Last Word on Monday night. We encourage everybody to join us every single Monday night, 11:10 p.m. Eastern time. We saw Braun and guys that don't work a lot in the ring. I think we forget how hard it was. The hardest thing I had to adjust to
Yep.
was the cardio and how hard
Yeah.
it is, Tommy.
Yeah. I know.
You
I
know?
know. They say it's totally different than cardio on a treadmill, and you banging the
Oh,
ropes. And yeah, I
oh,
remember everybody used to say that, man. If you're not in ring cardio shape, you're in deep shit, man.
I played college basketball, and I could play, of course, a few years ago. I could play 40 minutes a night. I was the captain of our team. I was an All-American, and I was trusted by my coach to decide when I wanted to come in and out of the game. And the hardest I ever, we got a little figure four, little
Yeah.
ode
Wow.
to the
So,
nature boy.
and that's telling me there's nothing wrong with that knee, coach. Am I right?
Nothing's wrong with that knee. They're not even selling the knee.
They're
Either
not
they
even
forgot about
talking
it
about it.
or
And
it's how
I
much did
mean,
they talk about it last night?
yeah, I don't even know if Cole has brought it up. So
Tommy, you talked about this on either the War Room or the Last Word. I can't remember which one. But if you're going to do like the UFC does or the PFL does or any of these fighting leagues do, if you're going to put advertising on the mat, to me, it's got to look sharp. And
yeah,
having an outline of a Prime bottle, that doesn't look
not
sharp to me.
yeah. I'm telling you, man. You know, that's a sacred area for everybody, right? I remember the chairman used to say that, like we're not selling advertising, we're not sponsoring and doing it, and then they put that in the ring. It looks terrible. It looks cheesy, doesn't
It
it?
doesn't look good. Because Prime, if anybody knows the Prime brand, as Cody goes to the outside, the Prime brand is all about bright colors. Every bottle is a colored bottle,
Yeah,
and this is not
it's
it.
just black.
Yeah. Shout out to Jordan. Gunther isn't losing. I agree with that. Cody isn't losing. We agree with that.
Yeah,
I think the only title change will be Jade and Bianca winning the women's tag team championships. It's interesting that that's one of the 5 matches, and we'll
yeah,
talk
it
about
is.
that when the match comes. But man, I'm a little surprised that they limited this and at some of the names that are not
Yeah.
being allowed to participate tonight in the first ever pay-per-view in Germany. I mean, this is a big
Right.
deal, Tommy.
Yeah, yeah. There's no Jey Uso at all, man. None.
Did you see, by the way, his ode to The Rock the other night? The
No.
yeet elbow. Either it was
No.
at a house show or it wasn't on SmackDown last night. So at a house show the other day, Jey Uso did what they called the yeet elbow. And you remember when Rock used to take his thing off and he would
Yeah.
throw it and then do the people's elbow? Well, Jey Uso does it, only he throws it, does the ropes, comes back, and before he drops the elbow, he goes, yeet, yeet, and then drops the elbow. It's
That's
amazing.
great. Yeah.
I'm sure he got The Rock's approval. I'm sure
He
never.
you know what? He always recreates himself all the time.
Mhm.
Like that's what you like about a superstar, man. Just recreate your own character, coming up with new stuff, and boy, he never sits on any of that stuff. I really like Jay a lot too, man. I think he's
Well,
really, really good, and he's going to be a big star for a long time, man.
we are actively trying to get Rikishi on the show because he had a lot of, and today's a perfect example of what he's talking about.
Right?
He said the company's dropping the ball as Cody and Kevin continue to give a really good match. It's kind
Yeah.
of settled down right now, and
It
the
does.
crowd
Yeah.
is set back down. So,
Yeah.
but still, real. I like that they started off with this. But Rikishi double clothesline, and now here's a rest spot. This is really, really smart. You're about 15 minutes in. Guys need a little bit of a rest. You do a double clothesline. He said the company's underutilizing Jay. And to not have Jay, when you know the crowd's going to be red hot, I would have brought him over, Tommy, and I would have had Jay in the first match of the night. I would have had the crowd just popping right from the jump.
Right.
But he doesn't have a storyline, Tommy.
Nope.
He's not working with anybody.
Nope. Which is ridiculous, right?
Ridiculous.
We've talked about that.
Oh, here we go. Oh, man, how good is producer, man? Look at this. All right, so here's what we were just talking about, the yeet elbow. Watch this. Yeet, yeet.
Oh.
And listen to the crowd. Listen to the crowd.
See?
Producer man, well freaking done.
Yep.
How cool is that, Tommy?
That's cool, man. See, that's recreating yourself, man. Just a simple move like that and just adding your flair to it makes
And
changes
it's also
everything.
what you can do. You can try stuff at house shows. You know,
Yep.
back in the day, I think Cody Rhodes is a little underrated in the ring, to be honest. People don't talk about his in-ring work as enough.
Yeah.
But if this match is happening, Tommy, back in the day, they would wrestle or, have a match 3 or 4 house shows prior to this one to
That's
see
right.
what works, what the crowd is in
That's
for.
right.
And if you're doing that, the yeet elbow, and the crowd's into it like that, if I'm Triple H and I'm because you have an agent that runs those live events,
Yep.
then that agent would call Triple H with the report every single night. He'd be like, hey, Jay's doing this. The crowd's hot. Clearly that communication is not happening. Raphael says, nobody's better than Producer Man. That is true.
That's the truth.
That is true. We are approaching the bottom of the hour. It's almost 1:30. Cody Rhodes, is it over? Oh, kick out.
False finish.
So we're almost at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. This is our live watch along. Bash in Berlin, the very first PLE premium live event in Germany ever. The highest grossing arena show in the history of the WWE is today, this show. Jordan says, Tommy, one thing I'm disappointed in is Jay hasn't won a singles championship yet. Like, there are times I think he's more over with the crowd than Cody is. Your reaction to that comment, Tommy?
I don't know. I have to fight you on that one. I know he has a great entrance, but I think overall Cody is still more popular than Jey Uso.
Yeah, but he's saying at times, because I actually agree.
Yeah.
At times.
Oh, yeah.
At times.
Definitely.
At times.
Yep. Just to think he's not on this, right? You say that you said that again, right? How does he not be on here? I don't get it.
I just really question the oh no.
That's a mean move. That is a mean move. They're gonna replay that.
I don't know what that's called, but
I don't know
that
either.
I would take it.
I don't know if I would take that. With my neck or anything? No way.
Neck right next to the knee. By the way, Tommy, did you see that? I don't know who they are, tag team. On social media, somebody said, no wonder Shawn Michaels got rid of these idiots. And there was a move in an AEW match where they put the guy up on the shoulders, then somebody was on the corner and clotheslined him, and they did a complete flip and landed on their head. And I don't know when it happened. Again, I don't watch a lot of AEW for that reason. But, wow, it was a nasty bump. Bump.
You just don't want to. What's the upside there? Oh, look, amazing, blah, blah, blah. And then you snap somebody's neck and they're crippled the rest of their life. No upside, dude. I know. Oh, look at this.
Well, wait a second. Oh, wow. Oh, we could have a new champion. 1, 2. Oh. Wow. A kick out at 2.5. I tell you what, for a not. Oh, look at the replay, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Do you know what always scares me about that move is if you don't jump out and you jump up, your feet are going to catch on the rope on the corner, and then you're both going to fall on your head. That's just the level of excellence with these guys and maybe somebody on an indie show or not as experienced inside the ring.
I tell you, man, for a big man, KO can go, boy. He does some amazing stuff, man. Swanton bomb, flips, everything, man. The roll up he does in the corner when he goes from one side. Oh,
is this it? Is this it?
Oh,
2. Oh no! Wow!
Look at Cody's face, man. Look, man, he knows how to sell big time.
Big time.
They keep you. They look at the crowd. They're so into this.
I think people need to understand who are watching right now, Jordan and everybody else, is that this is the type of situation, Tommy, that guys separate themselves. That I love to say on whether it's DTL or BTT that there are levels to this game, and when you can not only tell a story And we've seen one move off the corner. Everything else has been pretty safe. Pretty safe.
Yep.
And
he's on top now. Look at that.
Oh,
wow. You see
that? Wow. What would you call that? A spinning suplex thingamadoo. And boy, the impact. And now Cody looks like he is just done. We could have a new champion. This is amazing.
Just think of the confidence that Cody has in KO to do that move. Right?
Yes. The
People
replay.
don't think
Watch
stuff
this, Tommy.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, and I didn't notice that Kevin reversed himself too. So he took a back bump.
Yep.
So basically, it was kind of like a half suplex, and that's how a suplex would finish.
Yep.
I'm telling you, the first time I ever took a suplex, Tommy, it's one of the scariest things ever. Suplex and taking the tombstone pile driver from the Undertaker was so scary. But your head never came close.
No,
to the mat.
He was the safest out of anybody doing that tombstone pile driver. He made sure nobody got hurt at all, or your head was even close to the mat. And the way Kevin used to shoot it too, so they give you that effect.
Man, the other thing I like about this, Tommy, is that even though they're both baby faces, it's now become so competitive. And they've had so many great false finishes that now even to the crowd has forgotten. I'm supposed to boo this guy and cheer this guy. They're just cheering for excellence. And I think if Kevin Owens won, they'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, they're just loving seeing two excellent pro wrestling entertainers. Oh!
They're cooking now, man.
They are cooking with
there we go.
grease. Wait a second.
Oh, there goes the knee.
Oh, there you go. Now we sell the knee.
Look at KO looking.
Now we sell the knee.
Oh, look.
Okay.
He's apprehensive.
This is great storytelling right here.
Yes, it is.
Tommy, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. And now he's asking Jessica to ask Cody if he can keep going. This is really great storytelling. This shows the compassion of KO for Cody, but he wants to win the championship the right way. And now Cody fights back.
Oh, he hit him. He went to the knee.
This is really, really great stuff. What do you like so much about this match so far, Tommy?
Boy, their storytelling is great, man. I'm really surprised at this match. This match is telling a great story between the both of them.
And now KO's having a hard time.
Yeah.
And now the frustration is with his own emotions.
Yeah.
And that's been something that KO has dealt with his personal stuff. Yep. You know, he's talked about his mother situation and all of that. And they're tying all of that in now. Now, quicker little roll up.
Yep.
And
a
little cold stunner. 1, 2. This crowd wants it.
Yeah.
Tommy, when you really think, and this is where a great agent comes into play, whether it's Hurricane or whoever, they're saying, remember in July and you talked about this or you did this, let's bring it into the match. And it doesn't have to be in a backstage promo. Now, you and I are talking about it.
Yep.
Right?
This is like a Michael Hayes match to me, telling stories, and that's what he does.
I love Michael Hayes.
Yeah,
For people who don't know, Michael Hayes is one of the original rock and roll guys with entrance music, and he has super long blonde hair, and he talks like this, and he does this. But he is he's one of the most brilliant minds.
He's the only guy I never knew backstage whether he was ribbing me or not.
Yeah.
Like he would be serious and yelling, then he'd laugh, but he would do it and not do it, and I'm like, man, is he really pissed at me? Like I never knew, man. That's how good he was.
So Raphael says this match is better than Clemson, Georgia, which is 6-0 at halftime. You're right, Raphael. You are right. Oh, another incredible false finish. The kids are loving it. I never thought that they could put a match together where the crowd would root for false finishes both ways.
Yeah, man. This is I'm really surprised. I am.
I'm blown
But
away.
yeah.
And now they're saying, "Holy shit!" I think that's in English, even though they all speak German.
Yeah.
You know, Tommy, the only time I've been to Berlin, I may have told this story. We went to a club called AM/PM, and it was a
And you were there
24-hour
to the
nightclub.
AM. And you were there to the
I
AM.
most definitely was there for the AM. Most definitely. All right, Cody Rhodes, I'll finish that story in a minute. Oh, wow.
Wow.
He does a swanton,
See?
and Cody puts the knees up.
Yep.
Oh,
And he's selling the knee. He's selling
now
the knee.
he sells the left knee.
Oh, is the knee gonna give out?
Nothing. Are we going to do?
Is this the finish? No.
Is it? It can't be. This is like the third or fourth one.
It is.
Wow, it is.
See, I'm a little surprised at that because he did the swanton and then he did his finishing move there, and then it's the 1, 2, 3. You'd think he'd do that move like 3 times. That whatever that turn move he does, that Cody does.
Yeah. I'm going to give that. I want to start doing a little rating system, like a real one, not people who just throw stuff out there and you know who you are. I'm going to give that for the start of the show, and with the red hot crowd and having to deliver. If we're saying, 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a solid 8.5.
Yeah.
That was really, really good.
So here's the question: are they going to hug, shake hands, and hug?
I think you have to.
Yeah,
I think you have to. And they're showing some replays now, and this is where it got good because Cody goes up and then he sells the knee. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the art of pro wrestling.
Dude, how hard is it? Go ahead. How hard is that to sell a knee? Like, it's really not hurting. That's what I want.
The knee is one of the easiest things to sell because you can limping is easy. It's just a matter of, can you make it look real? And right there, jumping up and, oh man, all of the stone cold stunners, the false finishes, Tommy. Jessica did an amazing job. She was in position. And now here's the biggest move. Look at that. You mentioned it. So athletic for a big man.
Yeah, man.
And he gets hit in the back, and then Cody's barely got anything left. Don't ever tell me Cody can't go.
Yeah.
Don't ever tell me he can't go.
Dude, he can give you any match you want, man. All right, here we go.
Match he wants. Now, here's what you're asking, Tommy.
Here you go. Let's hear. Does he walk out?
All right, so we're dealing with the emotions.
Wow.
No new contract. I think it's on purpose that they got that information out there. He's thinking about his career. He's thinking about his family. He's thinking about, and now Cody's saying, let's throw all that away. There you go. There you go.
And if it's up to Cody, he would make sure he would get a contract.
100%.
Yeah. Oh. I like that. Did you see that?
Well, I think you're a few seconds ahead of me.
Oh.
I think you're a few seconds ahead of me.
He slapped the camera away.
Okay. So we're right on time.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said he did something to Cody.
Yeah. No.
This to me brings Cody back. Yeah. He says, no. You're the man. Oh. You're the man.
I was wrong.
All right.
Not the first time.
Still to come here on the show in our main event, it's going to be Randy Orton and Gunther. And earlier this week on Behind the Turnbuckle, me and Tommy talked a little bit about the Viper. Randy Orton. Rare is the time on Raw or SmackDown. You have a straight guy. You got a guy coming in, gives a straight promo, and then leaves. That's what we had. No physicality, no run-in, no lean into a match. And I felt like he was a little bit nervous because Randy Orton has never been in this position in the 20 years he's been in the WWE, since he was 19 years old. What did you make of his promo?
I thought, personally, he was very uncomfortable cutting that promo because he's never been that guy. He's never been the total baby face. Mm-hmm. He's the snake. You can't trust the snake, Coach. That's what he is. The RKO man, that's what he is. But he cut this baby face promo that I wanted to friggin' cry. I'm like, oh my God, listen to this guy. So I would keep Orton the way he is instead of trying to make him this total babyface. And then we got this big international German guy who is the heel and trying to make him this big time heel, the old school Ivan Koloff kind of guy. You know what I mean? So it doesn't work for me. I like Randy Orton having some edge to him, and he didn't
Mhm.
have edge to him on Monday night, and it looked like he felt uncomfortable talking about it. So
Yeah, it really did. It really did. So let me ask you this, Tommy, because clearly they told him when he came out, and I thought this was kind of funny. Walk down, slap hands, sign a couple of autographs. This is your moment. And whoever handed him the poster, they had one of those big markers. He takes it out of his mouth, goes to sign it, and the marker's dead. So now he's got to find another marker for somebody right there. And we're on national TV. He looks into the cameras like, just 1 second. If you're going to have a shirt on over your tights, put a black marker in your tights.
yeah,
And when you come out, just take it out, boom, sign it, and make that a part of your shtick. It's not that hard.
no,
If you're going to sign autographs. But grabbing them and relying on the crowd for those little details, Tommy, are things that they don't think about, that you have to think about.
yep,
If you want to come off as this huge baby face who understands how much the crowd loves you. And he
yep,
said it in his promo. He said, I'm not really used to you guys
yeah,
singing my song,
yep,
right? I'm not used to you bringing a poster with the Viper's name on it, asking me to sign it.
yep.
Well, make it a part of what you're used to. Have that marker in your pants or your tights. Be ready for that kind of stuff. Think ahead of it. But I'm happy on a personal level, Tommy, because he's come a long way from the guy that I knew 20 years ago that got in trouble all the time and
Yep.
just did stupid shit.
Yep.
And now he seems like he's really a locker room leader. And that's just a part of what we do every single week on Friday. We're kind of changing how we're going to be doing stuff. Also, we're going to be attacking big time topics, maybe how currently, Tommy, some things are done, and then lean into our expertise with our 45 plus years inside the WWE. But that discussion we had this week, later on tonight in the main event, they're going to have to do something that Cody and Kevin just did. And that is in a match that we all believe there's no way that Gunther is dropping the strap. How do we make it believable enough to carry it for 45 minutes?
Yeah, they have to match what happened with just now with Cody and KO, man. That match. It can't be slow moving. They got to move in that match. They got to tell stories. I got the advantage. You got the advantage. See how the crowd takes it. So they got a lot on their plate, man. They just saw that match and said, damn, we're going to finish the show, and we got to finish the show big. And they started the show big. We got to finish it big.
When you start a show like that, you're telling the rest of the talent, follow that. Cody and Kevin right now are backstage going, follow that. Yeah. Let me put my stuff on. I'll meet you on the plane. I'll meet you on the bus. So coming up next time is going to be the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions match. Abba Fire and Isla Dawn taking on the former champs. And have you noticed how they run packages talking about this? The WWE is doing everything they can to make Jade Cargill an absolute star. And Bianca Belair, if you're putting a lie detector on her, the EST, they put her on a new episode of Bel Air. Did you see this?
No.
So you know the show Bel Air, it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
So they bring her in and she does it was only like a 6-second spot. But we need an acting coach. We need it because it's just when you bring WWE superstars, with the exception of maybe Roman Reigns or Rock or a few guys, and you put them in a scripted series, they're not very good. They're not very good. And she's kind of been pushed to the side a little bit too, don't you think?
Absolutely. Pushed to the side is not the word. And maybe to the detriment of Jade, right? Like they really want her to teach Jade the way, and it's kind of hurt her growth in the company a little bit. That's what I think. So
I think they want her to teach her how to be a star. But the problem is, Tommy, Jade, and maybe she's getting a little bit better, but she is a liability in the ring right now.
That's why this is a huge match coming up. You just came off the championship match, right? And you got to keep that level up. And there's no room for any botched spots here. You've been around a while now, and they've kept her hidden a little bit, so I'm sure they're working with her. So this is a huge match for Jade, more than anybody else participating in that match tonight.
How much time do they get?
20 minutes.
Whew. 20 minutes.
Including entrances.
I think you have to include the entrances.
Yeah. You don't want to.
I don't know.
Anything longer is not going to bode well for her.
This is probably a bad comparison, Tommy. Remember when Roman Reigns and Vince, who, by the way, a 6-part Netflix docuseries is coming out, and we will have full reactions to every single episode, no doubt. Yep. You remember when he said, "Here comes Jay"? Hey, you can't take away from her that she looks like a star.
Yeah.
And here's Tommy, separate entrances.
Yeah. Here's my question, Coach.
Yeah, please.
Does she live up to her entrance? Because that's $1 million entrance. I say no.
I think they could do some.
I'm talking about performing in the ring.
Oh, no. Her performance takes away from everything else. Everything else. I mean, she looks like she should be a movie action star.
Yeah.
But the problem is that if you're making a movie and you watch her in the ring, part of how our guys have got movie parts, whether it's Cena, Rock, whoever, Cody, is they look at them and say, man, they know how to sell. Boy, and now she's just giving me this.
But just look at this entrance, the lighting, Coach. You know, they spent time being creative. They did that wide shot and then the lighting and the shadow. Look, just take a look at this entrance, everybody. Look, this is $1 million. And this is a main event top superstar entrance.
And that's why she got her own, Tommy, to your point.
Yeah.
You can't do this entrance with both of them. And now Bianca, hers is completely different feel.
Yeah.
Look at that. You got the pink,
it's fun.
You got the yellow, and
it's fun.
She has always looked like $1 million.
Yeah. And she makes her own gear.
Makes her own gear. And I can tell you for a fact, because I've rode with them, I've talked to them, we've worked with them, that when you know that you're supposed to be here and the WWE has you here because of, in this instance, Tommy, they're trying to give what we call the rub to Jade Cargill. And I promise you, when they brought her over and there was that big, AEW versus WWE, and let's have a bidding war if you believe it. So if you have a bidding war, you're talking 7 figures. Yep. So if Jade Cargill is making over $1 million a year, and they're putting that into her entrance, they're going to continue to do what Vince did with Roman Reigns 10 years ago. I'm going to keep trotting them out there in the main event at WrestleMania until it works.
Yep.
And then it did. It took a long time, but it did. And now Roman's the biggest star in the business. I don't know if Jade will get there.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. The best thing that could happen to Jade is to go heel and go against Bianca somewhere down the line. I think that's going to happen. And this way you hate the heel, so they're going to boo her anyway, right? You don't want to be booed as a babyface. So
100%.
I think her future could be being a heel. And she probably could be good at it too. These two I don't understand at all, Coach.
Tommy, I don't like to talk about people's appearances ever, but when you're in the entertainment business, and would Brad Pitt be the movie star that he is without his looks?
Right.
No. Would Halle Berry be the movie star that she is without her looks? No.
No.
And to me, these two, you see the promo that they cut the other day?
Yeah.
I think you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Coach.
you got to fix a few things.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, they both have the same issue.
Here's the thing, right? You got this hot crowd and nobody's popping at all for them, unless I'm not hearing it. But that crowd is like, am I right or wrong?
They
got no heat at all.
Stars. They're not stars.
They're not heat. They got no heat at all, man. They got nothing.
Well, George said in the chat, he goes, Jade already headed to the ring. I think I changed my mind. I think there might be a chance they separate them, and then in the next few months, it's a Bianca Jade feud. You said the same thing, Tommy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you can carry that feud for a little bit, man.
Once they take these tag team titles off these two, my
Yeah.
prediction, we never hear from them again. I mean, they're wearing matching outfits, Tommy, but one of them has pants. The
Yeah.
other one has fishnets.
Yeah.
But then you look at Jade and Bianca, there's same color, different, but they
Coordinated.
match.
Yeah,
They're
they're
coordinated.
coordinated. Yep. Yep. Even to the hair.
You're right, even to the hair. Oh, I don't know, Tom. I don't like to be
That,
critical. I like to get everybody a chance,
that
but this
that
this
was
is the highest level. This
yeah,
is
that
the highest level.
look.
Oh, wow, she is strong.
Yeah.
strong. Strong.
You know what? I want to see the balance of who's in the ring most, Bianca or Jade. Because Bianca started the match, right? Already she's out. Already they tagged.
I like a tag team match where you have really quick tags at the
Yeah.
start because you have a tendency to get blown up. And you never want to be in there blown up when you have a chance to tag. Jordan, I think we agree with you with your last statement. And Raphael, I most definitely agree with you that the Georgia Clemson game is boring as hell. This is a much better show right now than that.
Hey, what college game was 50 points? Was it the Alabama game?
What do you mean 50 points?
So I heard there was an odds in a game that I think it was on McAfee's show.
Well, there was a couple of them. So last night, Oklahoma's team total was over 49, and they scored with a minute and a half to go in the game to score 51. But then there was also a team that didn't kick the extra point to not cover the over, and that's probably the game that you're talking about.
No, I was talking about this team was getting 50 points.
Oh, there was a couple of games that had a spread of 50. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. Oklahoma was favored by 43 over Temple, and they won 51-3. They covered.
Oh, they did.
Yeah. Oh, they did. Yeah. Yeah. Most certainly. All right. Now we're going to the outside.
Yeah.
Tommy, there's nothing harder than working in front of a crowd that is not reacting to what you are doing.
They're on. This is what you call the go to the concession stand match. I hate to say it.
I don't know if I believe, you know how Twitter loves just to be negative all the time. And there was a bunch of tweets last week, and I don't always believe them, of the Jericho match. And there were lines walking out during his match or his entrance or whatever. But it's easy to piece those things together to make it look like it's that. So I don't know if I believe it or not. But once the crowd turns on you, it's very, very hard to get them back.
Yeah.
You know? Raphael said, will Jade Cargill turn heel on Bianca Belair? The odds are favored to the over, Tommy. Minus 140. No is plus 110. Where would you bet on that, Tommy?
Wow. I don't think she's turning heel tonight. I don't think she is.
She's not established enough yet, Tommy.
No.
To be a heel or a babyface.
They haven't been on TV enough either.
They really haven't, have they?
So to have them a squabble, maybe it starts here, right? Maybe a little squabble here. You missed this, or you hit me by accident, and whatever. Maybe it starts at Bash, and then it continues on for the next couple of weeks until there's a payoff somewhere. Maybe Bad Blood, if they're in that show at all. That's the next PLE in October. Mm-hmm. So I think it could start here, but I don't think the instantaneous turn doesn't make sense at all to me. Right? So, you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I think they're really struggling with what to do with the women's division.
That and what to do with Jade, that they paid her a lot of money, man. I bet you AEW is saying, wow, I'm glad we got rid of that, man. Which in the opposite of Swerve Strickland, WWE saying, man, we screwed that up. We had a big-time superstar, and we let him go. And
by the way, do you believe the stories that came out yesterday about that situation?
About Swerve?
Yeah, about WWE basically putting it out there that AEW is ruining. Again,
Yeah.
these are all dirt sheets too, but it's a good conversation to have. That basically they way overpaid him, and so it's ruining the balance of financial power. Because let's say he's making, to me, Swerve in because I know a lot about finances in wrestling, and when Rock was here, a big time guy, Tommy, is $5 million. Now you're probably talking 15 million with Roman Reigns. So if Roman is the top guy at 15 million, where would you put Swerve?
Million. I wouldn't give him. I'm telling you. Yeah, I would think $1 million. He's making they said he's got one of the best contracts ever at AEW.
Correct. So if he does, and we know Jericho's making 2 or 3 at least.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Swerve's probably at 4 or 5.
Wow.
So that's what these conversations, or that's what these articles were basically saying, is that now if Swerve is making that much money, then it kind of they're doing the hair pull. One of these times, Tommy, that wig's going to come out.
Yeah, it's going to come out, whatever.
And that's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. Swerve never made it. Swerve never made, go back to Swerve for a minute.
Yeah.
He never made it to the main roster, I don't think. He was in NXT.
Correct.
He got cut.
Correct.
And now he goes to AEW. If he's making $4 million, wow.
Tommy, they reportedly paid Edge $5 million when he was 48 years old to come over to AEW. And they were like, why would Edge go over there? $5 million is why Edge would go over there.
Yeah, and be relevant again.
Right.
In some sort of way.
At most, probably $500,000 in the WWE. Yeah. Vince does not like paying older talent. He just does not. Never did. Nope. Now they're doing the whole selling the hair and okay. Tommy, I don't know if AEW or Tony Khan should care if they're ruining the financial power.
They don't care.
What he is doing is, if he wants to compete long term and you're going to pay Swerve that much money, how much is MJF going to get to stay the next time? If you want to get, I don't even know what name let's say, oh God, I don't know, Tommy, Randy Orton, but I know he just signed a 5-year deal to come over. Now, all those guys, all those names are bigger than Swerve, right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yep.
By the way, Randy Orton signed a new 5-year deal, and that will take him to 2029. And Tommy, that'll be oh no!
Yeah,
that's the
ugly.
Worst way you can go over, Tommy.
That was ugly. You notice who's been in the ring the most?
Who's that?
Bianca Belair.
Oh, no question. And I think that's. I mean, I kind of feel bad for Jade because all right, here we go. Now, what's going to be? Okay, that's a nice move. This is what I hate. You waiting, double clothesline, the classic indie cell with the come on.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. This is nip up is hard as hell to do.
Yeah, I know.
So the crowd seems into it, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is her spot, Coach.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think and take it in. All right. So do you think at this moment, with what we've seen in the momentum, that they will if you give them back the tag team titles, you got to put them on TV every week?
Yep.
And to me, there's been a lot of, and we're going to do a couple of episodes on this, Tommy. We've seen, and I was never that guy to bring race into it, but diversity is a big thing, and it's got to be in there in any worldwide company. You got to have diversity.
Yep.
And right now, the WWE just let MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, all of these black wrestlers are gone.
Yep.
And now you've got a dynamic black female tag team.
Yep.
And I think they're in a tough spot, Tommy. They're in a tough spot because these two should be as markable. Oh, what a move. I like that. Is that over, Tommy? Is it over?
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay. Tommy, this is a little bit better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
A little bit better than I thought it was going to be.
Ooh, that was rough.
You taking off? All right. Text me. Let me know. So, hey, hey, Tommy. So, my man, while I'm in here grinding, where do you think he's heading? He's a grinder, baby. He's a good boy.
Little golf.
Shout out to Good Boy Golf. Yeah, he already played 9 holes today at 5 a.m.
What?
5 a.m. Yes. He's already back, and now he's going to our club.
Everybody out there, keep the grind going. Never stop.
Well, he's just like the old man cutting the promo. He cuts promos better than half the boys.
He does. I tell him all the time, you gotta talk. You gotta be able to talk. Or whatever.
He's got it.
Oh, man, he's so good. He's a scratch golfer, Tommy. You know that.
Damn, that's unbelievable.
He's a great. We played 9 last night at a course about 10 minutes from our house, and they've got like that outdoor music on a Friday night, which I love. Yeah. I love outdoor music, and they had these. Oh, what are we doing here, Tommy?
What is this?
What are we doing here? She's not going to stay there. Okay. Oh. Have you ever had deviled eggs with bacon in them?
No, sounds good though.
Tommy, this place last night, we ended up ordering 2 orders of them. We got the first order, and me and JJ, they had 4. We each ate 2, and we looked at each other, and JJ just nods his head. He goes,
yeah.
I go, bring us another. Bring us another. So, it was deviled eggs with bacon.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Now, there's a blind tag. So, Jade is now there we go. Tommy, we might get new champions.
Yeah.
That was cool. Is that it? She's too close to the rope. Foot's on the rope. Okay.
No. There you go, Coach.
Well.
Hey, let's face it. They'll get more out of these 2 as champs than they did out of the other 2.
I mean.
Nobody was on fire.
They walk down the street. No offense to them. If they walk down the street and you're a tag team champion of the WWE, let's look at the closing sequence.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That she hits the knee and good facials. And I like this move. Down, back, and wasn't a great cover, but I'll take it. And it's all about selling, Tommy.
Yeah.
And you can sell these 2.
Yep.
And I would have Jade at the Performance Center every day of the week, just working on her craft, on her craft. And I apologize. Those 2 will be out of the company in less than a year.
Yeah, they had the little glory having the titles for a little bit.
Tommy, can you imagine this? If out of nowhere we get music hits. By the way, what show will these even be on? This will be on SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll get back to this in a moment. We got to take a little break here to give our throats a little break. Yep. As you guys know, we have several different shows here at BTT, and we talked about a lot of things on this week's episode. It dropped today. I encourage you to subscribe, like, and share it. Here's a little snippet of what me and Big Tommy C talked about. Also at AEW All In, they debuted Ricochet, who, if you like highly athletic spots, that's who Ricochet has always been. I believe part of the reason he didn't make it in the WWE to the levels that a lot of people thought he would, Tommy, is because when you have Triple H, who's the head guy, and Triple H his style was always storytelling. It was always hardcore, not hardcore, but hard matches that you really sell, the hair and all that. That was not Ricochet's style. It's high spot after high spot after high spot. And I think that for at least Triple H, and he's the end-all be-all, he just doesn't like that style on a major superstar. Do you agree with that?
I agree totally, Coach. And Tony Khan is the complete opposite. He loves high spots. Look at Will Ospreay. Everything that Will does is a friggin' high spot. It's a flip, it's a turn, it's over the top rope, it's this and that. Tony loves that stuff. So, and they have another guy named Hologram or whatever his name is. He's on Saturday nights. He does the same exact thing, which everybody thought he has a mask, and everybody thought it was Ricochet. And I'm like, no way, Ricochet. He had tattoos and everything. And Ricochet is right in that realm. But I think they introduced him at this casino gauntlet match. It was a surprise. I loved it. He did his high spots, and then he friggin' disappeared. I didn't see him the rest of the match, Coach. So what are you doing to him then? Like, you bring him in and you do – he should have been at least in the finish of the match. He was nowhere near it.
He should have won the damn match, Tommy. So, sometimes people outthink themselves. And everybody knows how close I've been with Christian. I rode with Christian for 3 years in the car with Hurricane helms. But probably if you're putting a lie detector on Christian, who's over 50 years of age, he would probably tell you, I'm a hand. I'm here to get other talent over. And if that's what your role is, why would you put him as the winner of that gauntlet match? What does it do for Christian's career is my question. And the answer is it does nothing. But what could it have done for Ricochet's debut and his status within the company when you're coming in from the WWE?
Yep.
A lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
A lot. It's just it's the booking and why AEW marks get so mad at me and Eric Bischoff and probably to a lesser extent you, because I've been kind of out there, is they go, oh, you're just taking shots. No. We're criticizing and giving our opinions on the way they book things. And this was the easiest booking, Tommy, of all time. Of all time. And they screwed it up.
Yep.
They screwed it up.
It puts Ricochet back in the pack like he was in WWE. He gets his big entrance. He does his 5 minutes of flips, and then I never saw him. I don't even know where he went. He was outside the ring. And for him not to be involved in the finish at all is just friggin' horrible. It's just terrible.
Horrible. So, and I would love a little public service announcement for all you AEW marks out there. If you want to have your opinion respected or even listened to, instead of just going on social media and insulting those of us who've had decades in the business, then try to have an opinion that is based off what you see and not just what you like.
Right.
Because if you do that, now people will say, okay, I want to hear what you have to say. But when you've got AEW all over the top of your Twitter page and all you do is blast people to say anything negative, then your 58 followers can't respect your opinion at all. At all, Tommy. At all.
Yep.
That's just a part of This Week on BTT. It dropped earlier today. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also have a live Monday night show at 11:10 p.m. Eastern Time, The Last Word. That's going to kind of be where we move our reaction to SmackDown and to Raw on Monday nights. And then what we'll do on Tuesdays is really attack something big. So, for example, Tommy, a couple of weeks ago, the whole Shane McMahon picture with Tony Khan. That deserved 10 or 15 minutes just for that. That's going to be the type of thing we start doing moving forward. I think it's the right move, too.
Yeah, I think it's a great move for us. It gives us our opinion of what we think is going to be happening. And, you know, we've been around a long time. So I think us moving in that direction is a great move for our brand.
Jordan says, I think the women's tag champs can go to any brand. I wish all of them could do that. But when you have two, Tommy, you have, to me, it's one company. Am I wrong? WWE. So
That's
why
right.
not just have one WWE women's tag team champion, one world heavyweight champion, one intercontinental champion, which I guess they do. But to me, then you can have those champions, because we all did two shows back in the day, Tommy. We all did Raw and SmackDown. It's nothing new. It's just that now it's Monday, Friday.
Yep.
So they split it up. Why? For a TV deal. And let's be honest, Tommy, you can't have a tape show anymore. Those days are over.
Nope. Not at all, man. You can't have that at all, especially when your competition is running live on a Saturday night also, and they're doing a Wednesday night live. You can't do it. You got to stay up, man. You got to stay up with the Joneses, or else you get hammered a little bit and say, wow, what's WWE doing? tape shows. Are you serious? The money you're
Mhm.
making? No way, man. No way. Can't happen.
Did you notice, Tommy, on their when they came back, Michael Cole did a promo for two big events coming up for NXT in Chicago and St. Louis. Did you see who's going to be there?
Punk and Orton. Very smart move by WWE, having those two big time WWE superstars kicking off for CW, where NXT is. That's the new home of NXT, everybody. So it's going to be on the CW. First week you got Punk. Second week you got Orton. Can't lose there. Crowd's going to
Can't
be
lose
there. You don't know how they're going
Everything
to
is
get
moving
involved.
around. Yep.
You don't know what
Everything
they're
is
going to
moving
do.
around.
Right.
What's that, Tommy? Go ahead.
I said, you don't know what's going to happen, how they're going to get involved. Maybe they get involved in a match or something. Maybe somebody calls them out. You never know. That's the beauty of it. So
It's giving
be
the
good.
entire brand the rub. Is what
Yes.
they're doing.
That's
And
smart. Smart television.
they've always done, Tommy, the TV contracts kind of around the same time, which you need to. And now that, do you like the fact that SmackDown, because I feel like Fox has been trying to get out of the SmackDown deal since right after they signed it. Because $1 billion for Friday nights, they were not getting the return on their investment, let's say. And now USA, they didn't want to lose wrestling. So they lose the Monday night. So they scoop up Friday nights. Is that a good move by you?
Yes, it is. It's a good move by USA because they know people are going to watch. So they knew they were losing Raw and they couldn't come up with the money that Netflix came up with, right? So they got the second show. So you got SmackDown. You just as good. Hey, you got Roman Reigns every week if you want it to be there, right? So smart move by USA. They came on when I came on back in '88, around that time when they started. You know, when Raw came on, like in 1990 or whatever. I think it was 90. So USA's been with WWE. That partnership has been around a very long time, and they have supported WWE in a big time way of promoting their programming, which Fox stopped doing. They very seldom promoted. You very seldom saw a Fox promo on SmackDown. Tune in this Friday, blah, blah, blah. You're right. They gave up on it, Coach.
They did. Whenever you lose a big time entity, you're not putting any more money into it because then you're just helping the next network. All right, so here we go. Speaking of CM Punk, Drew McIntyre is in the middle of his entrance right now in Berlin. So far, if you're just joining us, it's about 2:15 in the East, 11:15 in the West in Berlin. It's evening time, and this is a strap match, Tommy. And the only way that you can win, there's no pinfalls, there's no submissions. You got to drag your opponent to all four corners and hit them. Did you notice that Drew McIntyre this will be a second strap match. He is 0-2 in PLE matches in Europe.
Wow. That's huge. That is huge, dude.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Are you kidding me?
So, Tommy, Raphael wants to spice you up a little bit. He wants to give you a little extra energy. So he's letting you know the Yankees are losing currently 4-1 in the fourth.
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me?
Yes. To the Cardinals, Tommy. To the
know.
Cardinals. All right. Jordan says if Punk doesn't win this match, I will be extremely surprised. Now, according to Raphael, our numbers guy, the odds, Tommy, for this match are CM Punk minus 400.
Wow.
Drew McIntyre plus 300. So if you want to win $100 on Punk, you got to bet 400. If you want to win $300 on Drew McIntyre, you bet $100. Which way would you go here, Tommy?
I would go with McIntyre. McIntyre. I want to see this end, dude. I'm serious.
You're done with it?
I'm done with it. I am. Now, even though I did say Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood, I'm done with it. Drew needs to move on, dude. He's the younger talent, stud athlete. He can carry the title whenever it's time for him to carry the title. Punk's a little older. You got to go with the young guy. And I think it's Drew's time. He's put up with a lot of crap in the last 5 months, man. where he's been on the negative side of things. So, and embarrassing too. So I think it's time for Drew to get his comeuppance with Punk. I'm interested to see how this is going to end, Coach. You know, you got to hit those things. You got to hit the turnbuckles. Will he drag Punk? Like, will he knock him out? What's going to happen here? You know what I mean? Because you got to save Punk a little bit too, right? You can't bury Punk all the way here, right? Am I right
This
or wrong?
is a
Like,
way. No, you're right. This is a way, and I said this 2 months ago, and finally they're listening. Didn't I say it on BTT? I said you got to have a specialty match with these two because nobody's going to believe, Tommy, that a one-on-one match with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, that CM Punk would beat him just physically. We're seeing right now they don't even have the strap on yet.
no, he attacked him.
He's
He
attacking
attacked
him
him from
without the strap
behind.
on.
Yeah.
Did you notice, Tommy? When did Punk come back? It was last. Is it
last November?
Last November, so 10 months.
Yep.
Do you know how many singles matches he's had since November? This is the second one.
Yeah.
In 10 months.
Yep.
10 months.
The match didn't even start yet. The match didn't even start yet. The straps are not on. No bell's been rung. He's just pounding Punk, man. I like it. I love it, man. Go, Drew. Come on, baby.
I love that he's showing that he is pissed.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not. I
I'm
doubt
done
this
being
is going to be a
embarrassed.
Brock Lesnar type match where it ends in just a few minutes. But I also like, and I can't hear Michael Cole, obviously, Tommy, but what I would be saying as a play-by-play guy is I would be laying out all the numbers. He's never won in Europe, blah, 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 blah. And knowing Drew like we think we know Drew, that does not sit well with him. And today's a day to remedy all of it.
Yep.
And beat up a guy that he absolutely despises.
Yep.
Do you think it's real? Because I saw the picture that was circulating Monday Night Raw. And just so everybody knows, they actually do talk to each other. I know it's a big secret. I hate it because I like to not have the curtain pushed back.
Kill the illusion.
I like the illusion.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys, Tommy, that don't like CM Punk.
I know.
Legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
You know what? He's been selfish. Everybody says that, so they all can't be wrong, right?
Mm-mm.
So the boys don't bullshit. That's for sure, man.
Well, the boys hate it. It's kind of like the PGA Tour, Tommy. The boys hate when they're showing up every single show, 3-4 days a week, and then somebody comes in and gets something that they don't deserve. Yeah. For example, do you remember when Hogan got in trouble for all those stupid remarks he made about his daughter's boyfriend, right?
Yep.
And then Vince signed that deal with Saudi Arabia. This is a true story. And all the talent that was booked to go on that first show. And I don't remember if Drew McIntyre was on that or not. Now they finally have the strap on both guys. So now we can get things started.
Yep.
But Tommy, Hogan made all of those remarks. And the Saudis wanted him on the show, but they had erased him from all of WWE memory. Like he wasn't on anything and rightfully so. They were completely racist remarks. But then Tommy, they offer him a couple $1 million to show up, but he had to apologize to the entire locker room. I was there for the apology. It was embarrassing.
Really?
Blaming it on alcohol. I feel really bad. And you should have seen the locker room that day when word got out that Hogan for one show was going to make $2 million and that the rest of them who worked 200 plus days a year were, at the most, even a main eventer on that show is 50 to 100 grand. And that's the top guy. It didn't sit well. And I think that's kind of where CM Punk, he's gone everywhere. He continues to get paydays, Tommy.
Yeah.
But he continues to cause problems except for here. Seems like here he's been pretty good, right? Last time.
Yeah, I think he had to change, dude. He knew this was the last hurrah. He burned his bridge at AEW, right? So he's not going back there. MLW is the next independent. TNA, they can't afford him. Maybe TNA could come close, but why would he want to go there, right? So they have very little television. They're on a channel on my DirecTV that's so far away that I even forgot about them. So It's all about that. So, and he's all about that. His ego is too large, dude.
It really
to me.
is.
But you're right.
But if you keep getting paydays, Tommy,
Yeah.
he keeps getting paydays.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Triple H does the same thing that Vince used to do. If it's good for business, I can look past all of that stuff.
Yeah.
He did it with JR. He did it with Stone Cold several times.
Yeah.
Stone Cold walked out on me.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have a pay-per-view match, and it was below him. Maybe it was, but you show up and you do business, right?
That's right.
So I stuck along with Stone Cold. No big deal. Tommy, you noticed, what did we say? How many singles matches has CM Punk had?
Two.
He is blown up, bro.
Yeah, he's gassed, dude.
He is gassed to the gills. Like his mouth is wide open.
Yeah. He's feeling it, man.
He really is. And it's the worst kind of it feels like there's a knife, Tommy, or a fork that is just sticking in your side when you get like this. It's the worst. It's not like running sprints. This is like, where is my oxygen going to come from?
Yeah.
Look at Wade Barrett. Wade completely overselling this right now.
Yeah, he is.
Wade, you were a worker.
Yeah.
Who is Drew giving the bird to? Michael Cole?
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. Look at Wade Barrett. All right, what are we going to do here, Tommy? Because we got you got to stay with him because you got the strap.
Yeah.
Right?
He's going to go to the German table? Jesus. Jesus.
I'll say that CM Punk physically is in really good shape.
Yeah.
He's been in the gym, no doubt about it.
Yep.
He's never been what you call shredded.
No, ever.
But he looks great here. So now here's the problem: that you've got Drew laying on the announce table, and you've got to get to all four corners. So at some point, he's got to drag him back into the ring, but not before, Tommy, we bring out a table.
Yes.
Very, very interesting. Do you like it so far?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's good. I love that McIntyre attacked him before they even started the match because he's just so pissed off, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good move. Like they had like a couple minutes of going like him beating the hell out of Punk before they even put the strap on. Oh, that's gotta hurt, dude. That's gotta hurt, man.
Tommy, I was in a country whipping match.
Oh.
Do you remember that one that I was in?
Yeah. Yes.
And thank God it was JR that was hitting me and not somebody that actually had some power. But it still didn't feel good, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, those are the type of things I look back now. So there's certain things, I'm proud of my career, Tommy, but there's certain things I look back on now and going, that is borderline too far.
Why did I do that?
Yeah, why did I do that? Why would I allow somebody to whip me with a belt?
It's all about entertaining, Coach, right?
That's what you gotta do. Entertain me. Don't worry about the repercussions.
Just hit me with that bucket.
Yeah, don't worry about history.
Yeah.
Don't worry about your people. All right. So far, this is fairly entertaining to me, Tom. I'm really liking this so far. You?
Yep. Yep. Is he bleeding? Punk?
Where would it be?
Yeah, he's got blood on his. Yep, he's bleeding. Where did that happen?
I was talking to you. Talk about world traveling, Tommy. We're gonna have Chris Van Vliet on the show in the next couple of weeks, and I just did the interview in Hollywood this week, and I did his show. I've been on it for the 4th time, which is a record, by the way, of all the big stars he's had. I have been on his show more than anybody else. You notice up in the left-hand corner of the screen right now?
Yeah.
Killer's Game.
Yes.
McIntyre is a star in that movie. With Batista, yes. And they had what they call the movie junket this week. And so Van Vliet went and interviewed Batista and Drew McIntyre. And Batista's down to 240 pounds.
Whoa.
He used to be like shredded at 320.
Yeah, I was going to say 280, 290.
Said it's the lightest he's been since high school. And Drew McIntyre. Can you imagine Drew probably right now walking around at 290, 300?
Yeah, he looks good.
You know, not too many guys can carry 300 pounds like that.
No.
He can. Thank you all for hanging out with Jordan and the few others that are watching very quietly and not wanting to hop into the chat. Raphael says, if you have will a wrestler bleed at Bash in Berlin, go catch that ticket. That's very true. I wonder if my bookie, Tommy, which has a 100% deposit bonus for all of our new customers, because that's what we're doing, Tommy. 100%. If they deposit up to $1,000, we're just going to give them a free $1,000. And for the next 30 to 60 days, then we're going to start really playing together. We're changing the game when it comes to sports books and partnerships with sports books. We're changing the game right here at BTT.
Very
so go
smart.
Get signed up, open up an account. 100%.
Very smart.
Whatever.
Very smart.
Thank you, Tommy. We're doing it together. Me, you, and Producer Man and Raphael. Oh, wow. He is. I can't see where the cut is, though.
When did that happen?
I didn't see it either.
Ooh.
Let's see. Okay. I don't know if they'll be able to see it in a. Wow, Tommy. Killer's game, not only did they show it on the screen, I just realized I'm an idiot. It's been 90 minutes. It's all the way around. But are those, Tommy, because in America, all right, hits one corner. The sides are they're screens. You can change them.
Yeah.
Video. Those aren't video.
Those aren't video. Hell no.
Yeah, they're not going to take video to Europe. Oh.
They're not spending that money.
Oh, that'd be a lot of money to take those.
Yeah.
All right, so Drew, referee asked him if he's okay. That's what he does right there, if you guys are wondering.
Did he just hit the turnbuckle, Punk?
He hit the first one.
Yeah,
so now he's got to drag his big ass all over all four corners.
There's two.
Oh, all right, Tommy. I just noticed. So Punk's lights are green. So he's hit 3. If he gets there, it's over. Now, Tom, if he doesn't get over there right now, do all the lights go off again and you got to start over? I'm assuming.
They're off.
Yep, they're off. Yeah, it's got to be in succession.
Wow. Who's running that? You have one job. Don't fuck that up.
You got one job.
I can hear remnants of Kevin Dunn. That was a good spot.
That was a really good spot because we didn't see the table. And the crowd certainly is appreciating this effort.
What's the ref doing? See, they cut off.
Another thing I thought of, Tommy, is there's a talent pool, or at least it used to work this way. Maybe it doesn't anymore. But wow, look at your announcers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Cool.
Overselling
the four announcers. Did you tell them to always sell more than anybody else?
No, I told them not to.
For real?
Yeah, because they would oversell all the time.
All the time.
Before the spot would even happen, we knew there was a table spot. Marcelo's running out of there. He's jumping over the barricade with his box. I'm like, dude, you're giving it away, man. Giving it away. They're not going to hit you, man. You've been in this business a long time. He'd be the first one over the barricade with the box. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like Kevin would say, what is he doing?
What's he doing? What are you doing? Could
It's
somebody tell me what the
look at this. Look at this, coach. He's got him. And they're both hitting it. You see that?
Oh, I don't think Drew knows.
Oh, he didn't hit it. Great spot, by the way. I love it.
A great spot.
But
now he's trying to get there, and now this is really cool.
Wait, both. Oh, they're both on over there. All three are on.
Okay, so this is cool. I don't think Drew realized that Punk hit
now they're off.
corners with him. Yeah. So which is now they're off. So now they got to start over. I really like that spot.
Yeah.
I really like that spot. That's really, really cool. Really, really cool.
Knockdown, drag out. Look at that. Knockdown, drag out. Oh, the strap came off.
Tommy, this is what we were talking about for weeks. This is why you have a strap match or a no or a false count anywhere or no DQ. Because now CM Punk can do anything. And that equals a playing field. Now look at this.
Yep.
Those aren't the best punches, but I'll take them.
Yeah.
And now a double kick. And here is a rest spot. But doesn't it feel like this is an actual fight now instead of just having a regular wrestling match?
And that's what it should be, right?
100%.
Which we've been saying that for weeks. It has to be knockdown, drag out. It can't be no high spots, no nothing. Just punch the hell out of each other, throw them on the table, do whatever you got to do to beat your opponent. And that's what we wanted. Because the way they built this storyline up of hatred between the both of them. So you can't be pity-patting in that ring because the crowd will smell that.
100%. Now, why would you do this, Tommy?
I don't get it.
Unless you're trying to just wear down.
What happen?
All right, there's no submission. There's no pinfall. So, all right. Now, that's really smart, Tommy. You know why? So, in future promos and future shows, I made you tap.
Yep.
But you didn't beat me.
Nope.
I made you tap, but I still won. He's tapped now 3 different times.
Yes.
Tommy, I think if anybody bet on CM Punk at -400, they're about to lose their money because they just set things up for Punk to talk. And if he's going to be able to talk, that means he's not going to win because that wouldn't make any sense.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I get it.
It wouldn't make sense to have him tap and then beat him and have the double trash talk.
Right.
All right.
Oh!
Drew's saying, that's not going to happen. And he did get to the second turnbuckle.
Yes. Yep.
And now he's going to number 3. Okay, lights should go off.
Yeah, they should.
They should go off.
Let's
and another double down.
Let's see.
This is the type of thing, Tommy, that even if they don't like each other, and we know that, not everybody, just because it's choreographed, you still got to work together. You still got to trust each other.
Yep.
And I think CM Punk right now is building up a lot of trust with the locker room and saying to everybody, I'm back. I'll do business. I'll do it the right way. Did he just nip up?
Yes, he did.
Tommy, why would he do that? Why would he do that? You just hurt his back. He just tapped out 3 times.
Oh.
All right. That's the only part I didn't like.
You were just in a sharpshooter for like 5 minutes.
Correct. And you don't nip up after you've been in the sharpshooter for 5 minutes.
Right.
All right. Now, this whole bracelet situation.
Yeah.
I would never call them soft, but pretty close.
Oh. Oh. Wow.
Wow. All right. So now, Tom, he's down selling after he delivered the kick, but he just nipped up.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to think. It surprises me that Drew would do that because he takes his career and the business so seriously.
Yep.
You know, Jordan said, I thought Punk was calling for help from the back for a few seconds.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Oh.
Hey, say what you want. Both guys are getting over.
Yeah.
All 3 matches so far.
Yep.
Somebody's gotten over, which is everything you want, right, Tommy?
Yes.
Very interesting. So now they're getting desperate.
Yep.
Now CM Punk is saying, what do I have to do to finish this guy?
Look at this. Oh.
Oh, he put out the wrist with the.
Yeah.
There's one.
There's one.
I've really enjoyed this. Is it over, though? Are they going to allow CM Punk? There is two. This is pretty cool, Tommy. This is pretty cool.
Oh.
All right. He stops him again. Oh, and he does it again.
Yeah.
So he did turn the lights out. So now he's got three. He just needs one more.
Holy.
Oh, the crowd wants him, Tommy.
Look at this.
They want him to do it. It's over. It's over. Why isn't he tapping it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. What is he doing? He's letting his ego get in the way, Tommy. What's he doing? Oh, my goodness.
The lights are still on?
They are. A little creative.
Liberty.
Oh, now we're going to go back to the bracelet? Really?
And
he's got Larry written on there.
He won. Wow. You know what, Coach?
What?
This ends the story right here. Because he got the bracelet back.
Man,
he got the bracelet back.
My initial feeling is I don't like it for Drew. I don't like it for Drew.
What the hell? Huh?
I don't like it for Drew.
No, that's what I'm saying. Are you freaking kidding me?
Wow.
How much more can he take? They buried this guy.
Man.
Who did he freaking piss off? I'm sorry. I'm pissed, man.
Well, not only that, Tommy, but Jordan, what he said, why didn't the lights turn off again? He took like 30 seconds. And if you take that long, they're supposed to turn off again. And I know there's creative license and creative control, but you just buried a guy who just signed a long-term deal. He's got everything in the world. He's going to star in that movie Killer Games. He could be your next big world heavyweight champion, and you let CM Punk play with him the last 60 seconds of that fight.
While the lights were still on, by the way.
While the lights were still on. And two bruisers, and the main part of the storyline, Tommy, is that damn bracelet.
And it's the end. Am I wrong? Am I wrong here? That's the end. This has got to be the end of this.
Where would you go?
There can't be no more. There can't be no more. He's not going to steal it back. You can't have him go on Raw on Monday or wherever and steal the bracelet back. That doesn't do anything for Drew at all. Nothing. This does not help Drew out at all. I'm pissed, Coach.
Oh, no, Tommy. Now look who's on the cover of the Killer's game.
I
Look at the bottom right. So
I see it.
He's laying in the middle of the ring. You're going, hey, let's not forget he stars in Killer's Game with.
Yep.
I mean, oh, Tommy, if this was Seth Rollins or anybody else, but you gave it to CM Punk, who was a pariah 10 years ago and basically was banished from the WWE. And look at that, Oben Elliott.
Who the hell's he?
I have no idea.
That's a nobody to me.
I cover MMA. I have no idea.
I don't even know who the hell he is. I've never seen him on a pay-per-view or anything, and I watch UFC.
Jonathan says, I don't have a problem with it. Both are over tremendously. And Jonathan, you're right in saying that. But what we're saying is you have to think about futures with, and this is a guy they just paid millions of dollars to.
Right.
He's in Europe. Now, clearly the crowd's behind it, Tommy. So Jonathan's right about that. But you're now at any point, Punk can walk out at any point, and he can say, I did this to you and there's nothing that you could do about it. And if the story is over, then he's always going to have that, and Drew's going to have to live with that in this fictitious wrestling world.
But how much more are they going to shit on Drew? How much more can you shit on this guy? You embarrassed him in Scotland. You embarrassed him at WrestleMania, right? When is his comeback happening? When is he going to crap on somebody? Do you think the future is CM Punk? I would say no. And to your point, Coach, he just signed a new deal, Drew, right?
Yeah.
This is the guy you want to latch on to. Am I right or wrong? I'd rather see him be the champ than Gunther. That's why I'm pissed.
I agree.
It is unbelievable.
Hold that thought, because speaking of being a champion, on this week's episode of BTT, if you haven't watched it yet, we dropped it earlier today. Me and Tommy talked about the AEW giving the strap to Bryan Danielson on a night when he potentially could also retire. Did it make sense? Here's a little bit of that. What's good, everybody, and welcome into yet another episode of your new favorite pro wrestling storytime show. We like to call it Behind the Turnbuckle, #BTT, where every single week, it doesn't matter the company, we will talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly over 45 years of experience inside of the WWE. I am the coach. He is my partner, Big Tommy C. Tommy, hello, sir.
How are you, Mr. Coach? We have a lot to talk about, and I'm ready to go, man.
I know you are. Before we get started, I do want to give a special shout-out to our incredible live audience. This past Monday night, The Last Word, we had the largest live audience we've ever had for any show we've ever done. It tells me two things. A, we're growing. B, they're enjoying it. And C, that they like the live show after Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
And that was actually three things instead of two, but you get my point. Also, a little bit later in the show, we're going to announce our brand new first partnership that we have done. We'll talk about that in about 5 or 10 minutes. Super excited as we're going to start incorporating a little bit of wrestling betting into the show and into our universe. But Tommy, I thought we'd start a little bit different this week, because when we get quoted on all these websites and all these AEW marks go, oh, you're just a WWE shill. Not the case at all. We talk about what is the most popular thing going on right now. And last week at All In, Wembley Stadium, it looked great, had a good energy to it. And the way the show ended with Bryan Danielson winning the title and over Swerve, and with the final countdown music, you give me final countdown music, I'm all in. Kids come in the ring, the wife comes in the ring, the blood on the face. To me, that is what pro wrestling is truly all about. It's about moments and building to those moments. And I thought they did it very, very well for the main event at AEW All In.
Coach, that was a great match. It was a great entrance by Bryan Danielson using the final countdown. Swerve Strickland is a phenomenal athlete. Man, that match was a banger. They told great stories in the ring. And the best part of that match, they didn't stay in a hole long. They kept moving and doing other stuff like, the rest holes are there. They didn't do that, Coach. They worked their rear ends off. And they did spots in that ring I'd never even seen before. And I got to tell you, man, WWE missed the boat on Swerve, man, because that kid can work in the ring. He sold like anything for Bryan, and Bryan sold for him. It was a great match from pillar to post, man. I would really enjoy the match. That match could have went an hour, and I would have sat there and watched it, because they told a story in the ring going back and forth. You didn't know. At one time, was Daniel going to tap out? Was Swerve going to tap out? Going over, he dragged Bryan over to the family over there. Look at this. You want me to do this to your father and your husband? Like, that's good shit, dude. That's how you tell stories. And they did it the right way. And I really enjoyed it.
Oh, more of that. Check out BTT. We have interview shows. We have reaction shows. If you want reaction for us to Raw and other shows, that'll be on Monday nights at 11:10 p.m. Eastern time with me and Big Tommy C and producer man. On Tuesdays, so we drop something every single Friday at around 11 a.m. Eastern time. It'll be our opinion on whatever is big is happening, but not the full recap anymore on Tuesdays. Jonathan says he's not going to lose anything, in my opinion, by this match. You can't, in my opinion, say it's a title on someone who has major medical issues and is about to retire. One of many bad booking decisions. From everything I've said, I mean, they just signed Drew to like a 5-year deal. If he had such major medical issues, Jonathan, they wouldn't have given him the big money deal. If that is the case, then I'll take everything, Tommy, that I just said back. If he's going to be gone, then that's exactly what you do if a guy's walking out the door. I don't know that to be true.
I didn't hear that. So I'm pissed, man.
Sorry, he's talking about Bryan Danielson. He's talking about Bryan Danielson. Yeah. Yeah. So he actually agrees with what we were saying. That was our issue, Jonathan. Thank you for clarifying that. You don't give the strap to a guy who's walking out the door. Now, I love the moment. I got chills because I love that song, Tommy, from Rocky and It's a Fire, well, whatever movie it's from. But what if he does retire? And then, Tommy, they come out on their next show on Wednesday, and it's Jon Moxley that starts the show instead of Bryan Danielson saying, here's what I'm going to do. You take the biggest moment, and that's how you start the next show. Everybody knows that.
Yep. And they didn't do that. So, but Bryan, he ended the show, and, Moxley, gave the line of the year so far. This is not your company, which every social media ran with. Recently, Shane with Tony Khan. So everybody's thinking, is Jon Moxley with Shane? Is he bringing Shane in? So he dropped that little bomb there, and the social media ran with it. And Bryan Danielson said Wednesday night, I'm not done. So apparently he's going to wrestle some more, and he does have major medical issues. So I don't know if I would keep the title on a guy like him.
If you're going to give Swerve that reportedly everybody's talking about his contract. Let's say it was $5 million, Tommy. In wrestling, that's a big time contract.
Yes.
During my first run, Brock and The Rock got the biggest, what we call downside guarantees ever in the business. Rock got his like $5 or $6 million. What that means is that no matter what happens during the year, they have to make at least $5 or $6 million. Think of it like an NFL contract. So that was big 20 years ago. Now you're talking Roman around $15 million. If Swerve is in that $5 or $6 million, I think that's incredibly high for a guy like him. But you could have kept the strap on him.
Yep.
And at the end, you could have had still the blood, still all of that. Swerve could have left, and he could have turned to his wife and been like, I love you. I'm done. And you could still have done everything they did without giving him the title.
And the other thing is, you could have the respect factor. You could have Swerve raise his hand up, hell of a match, shake his hand, hug him, and walk out with the title and do your finish with Bryan Danielson and the family there.
Yeah.
You could have did that too. And now
Jonathan says, sorry, go ahead, Tommy.
Now you keep the title on a young guy, and then you just move on from there.
Yep. So he does, but the moment to put Swerve over and retire is on the biggest stage. I don't know what their biggest stage is, Tommy. WWE has WrestleMania. What is AEW's biggest stage? What's their biggest show of the year? All In, I would imagine, right?
I thought it was always the Vegas show that they had. It was what's their very first pay-per-view is their WrestleMania, but I could be wrong.
All right. Well, we'll talk more about that in the coming weeks. If you do not have a subscription to our YouTube channel, it is completely free. This is our premium side. Tell all your friends here as we continue to grow. We do the watch-alongs for every single PLE as well. Now, Tommy, our favorite duo is walking into the ring right now. The man with more heat, who is over like Rover from a heel perspective, and that is Dirty Dom with Liv freaking Morgan. Tommy, these two are as hot. When I say hot, I mean as just hot as anybody in the company right now.
Yep, they absolutely are. And Dominic opens his mouth and freaking fans go nuts. She wiggles her butt or she does something and they go nuts. And They're playing it up so well
Oh,
at being top heels in this company, and they are the top heels in this company. No doubt about it.
I try to think, Tommy, about any name from the last 25 years that if they grabbed the microphone and started to talk, the crowd would not allow them to. And I couldn't come up with one. What he is doing right now, and I don't know why it is. Sometimes it's just about hitting at the right time. But the crowd Monday night, every time you put the microphone up to his mouth, would not allow him to talk. And that is, as a former heel myself, who was pretty good at it, that is the magic. That's when you know the louder they are, the better you're doing your job.
Yep. And it's every week. It's
Every
not
week.
once a week. It's not every other week. Every time he steps in the ring, he steps in the crowd. He's got the heat, dude. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. And he's such a young kid, too, man.
Such a young kid. And
Yep.
I don't think his dad ever could have imagined his son would be like this. And I think a lot of fans, the reason I've figured out why he has so much heat, as we see Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, who are also over like Rover.
Yep.
I think because he's not super cut, he's not super big, that regular fans look at him and say, that guy is just like me, but yet I want to be where he is. I want to
Right.
have that really hot blonde wrestler do that to me. I want to sell those t-shirts. I
Yep.
want to be in main events. I want to be in these tournaments. And yet they can't. And
Nope.
that pisses them off to no end.
Yep. You can grow the cheesy mustache, you can have a mullet, but you're not going to be Dirty Dom.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And now you've got Rhea Ripley and Damian. And I know, Tommy, we get yelled at all the time by fans. Oh, GST is here. Oh, sorry, I'm late, Coach. I think you were one of the best heels ever. Thank you, GST. So do I. And by the way, if you haven't seen our new TikTok, we got heel coaches back. Tommy's Beef. We'll be doing that every single week as well. We're going to find a topic that we just kind of pisses us off or we want to have fun with or whatever. And we'll be posting those at TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So thank you to all of you showing up today, showing up every week. We love this, but we can't do it without all of you.
Right.
So, Tommy, I know that the crowd or the fans love to say, Coach, it's a work. Those days are over. You're pet. When I see all these social media pictures and you see them and then who they're fighting also in the same picture, I can't stand it. I
Right.
cannot
Yeah.
stand it. I don't need to see a picture from the airplane.
Right.
Right?
I agree. I totally agree, Coach. It's just ridiculous. You kill the illusion of the whole what wrestling is all about. And when you
Mhm.
kill the illusion, you've killed everything. So
All right, so here we go. The mixed tag match, and it's only a 5-match pay-per-view, everybody, or PLE.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop correcting myself. If I say pay-per-view, fine. So Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and we said this when he lost the title, and Finn basically said, you were in it for yourself, and you were never a champion for us. We helped you get it. We helped you lose it. Damian Priest can stand on his own. Rhea Ripley can stand on her own. I think that Dirty Dom and Liv need the Judgment Day in order to have them have their back at all times. So I think for these four, the booking's been really, really good.
Yep. And I think somewhere in this match, you're going to see the new Judgment Day get involved some way or form of getting into this match somehow. It's going to happen. It's got to happen.
It's got to happen.
Right?
I think that Liv, and let us know what you guys think. Jonathan, Jordan, GST, has Liv Morgan exceeded your expectations as the women's champion? Because she has ours. Because I didn't think she was ready. And not only has she proved that she is ready, she's been physical, more physical at times than I thought she was capable of, Tommy.
Yes, she has. And she's very smart and manipulative of what she's done with her character, man. She's like I said, she's done a complete 180, man. And I love it. And I love her, man. I think she's just a smoke machine, and she knows how to play her sexiness up all the way.
Oh, look at this. Like,
oh my God.
Now, this is where they got to get very, very creative, because the one thing that they will never do, I shouldn't say never, you don't want to have, tossing her around like a rag doll.
Wow.
You don't want to have Damien throwing Liv around. You don't want Dom with Dom with Rhea would actually be a pretty fair fight.
She throw him around.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But this is where a good agent work comes in. Whether it's Hurricane, whether it's whoever the agents are backstage. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's kind of like Arn Anderson was a great agent. Hurricane's a great agent. Former wrestlers had really good high wrestling IQ. And they helped the wrestlers and the talent put their matches together to try to make them make sense.
Yeah.
Because how many times have you guys at home watched a match and been like, this doesn't make any sense?
Right.
And this right now is a really smart way to put together a mixed tag.
One of the greatest storytellers of all time is Mr. Pat Patterson.
Tommy, I wish everybody could sit in a meeting with Pat, the very first Intercontinental Champion, by the way, Pat Patterson. He would sit in a room, guys, a production meeting that Vince would run, and say there's 40 people in there, which routinely there'd be 20 to 40. Right. There was one person, as Dirty Dom goes to the outside, that had the balls, the stroke, and everything to contradict Vince, and that was Pat Patterson.
Yes.
Remember when Vince used to say, hey, Pat, what do you think about this?
Yep.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It blows. It's terrible.
Yep. Besides that, Pat had his own language. Hey, you got to hit him with the Zabada. You got to do the Bibida. You're like, oh, my God, Pat. Who do you think did most of Shawn Michaels' matches back in the day?
Always Pat.
Those great Matt. That was all Pat. And they all respected and loved him, dude.
Oh, my gosh. I used to play golf with him. He was such a good golfer, Tommy. But if you played like crap, he would needle you to the point that you never wanted to play with him again.
Yeah.
So far, this has been a really good PLE.
Yes,
have you enjoyed it?
Yes, I have. Yep. They're putting out, too, man. And they're telling stories, too. It's going to be very interesting. We'll see when we do the last word on Monday night. What's the reaction with what's next for Drew and what's next for Punk? It's got to pay off on Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
If they're not starting Monday night with Drew,
right?
And if I'm the creative team, I am 100% gonna paint Drew in a way that he doesn't play the victim. And by the way, Dirty Dom's getting so much better in ring.
Yes, he is.
I mean, he is. I mean, this is what this is what really big matches against really good talent will do for you.
Yep.
Jonathan says this has been a great show. I agree.
He has unique gear, doesn't he, man? Like he has the 2 T-shirts in front of him. Like who came up with that? And the T-shirt he's got in front, it's him and Liv. Picture of him and Liv, like hugging. There goes Liv.
You remember the show that he wore the "She's Now on Top" and put it in his pants?
Yes.
Just this. She's so irritatingly great as a heel.
Yep.
And then every dude right now saying, "Oh man, she annoys the hell out of me, but I'd do anything she wanted me to."
Yep.
There is no question. And now, Tommy, what Dirty Dom is doing is showing the world that he can compete with a former world champion.
Yes.
That's big for him.
Yeah, it's big for him. And Damien knows that too. I mean, in order to make this whole thing work, they all got to work together on this, right? Mm-hmm. So there's got to be spots where, Damien lets Dom get over here, or else it just doesn't mean anything, right?
100%. 100%. Hey, Damien, let's not oversell here, pal. I mean, you're a former world champion. Let's not act like you got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
All right. So every time that the female comes in, the other one can come in. I didn't see a tag there, but I'm not gonna let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, ever since Rhea came back from injury, that is stiff.
Did you see that?
She is. She's what we like to call in the business snug.
Yeah.
And you better. I mean, you can't fake that knee. And she just throws her. You better learn how to land if you're Liv. Oh, look at Rhea. See, I told you there was no tag, Tommy.
No.
Look at the crowd. They're standing, and Rhea's like, what? What? Now he wants a hug. He's like, come here, mommy.
I love it.
Come here, mommy.
I love it.
Come on.
Good stuff.
Wow.
He's such a chameleon, man. Look at himself.
Ooh. Wow. Look at that. Oh, you got the live and loud meter.
Oh.
Look at her. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Oh. This is so good. Oh, so good. Oh, Rhea is. If Becky or Charlotte ever come back, oh, what a rivalry they could have.
Man,
she is so. Tommy, she is. I don't want to sound whatever the term is, but the last time I saw somebody that could go with men in the ring like she does, was China.
Yeah.
And you and I were there for China.
Yes. Yes.
You know, Rhea, it's believable against anybody. And now Liv.
I like it.
She kind of has the same body type because she's shorter as Alexa Bliss. I think she's a little, but boy, she's getting better too.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think they will bring back Hell in a Cell for Bad Blood?
Well, originally I thought that was going to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen now, unless it's this match.
Mm-hmm.
Unless this goes to Hell in a Cell. I mean, unless this goes to Bad Blood, but I don't know how it would.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call.
That was a good sequence for Liv, man, showing that she can get over on Rhea, who's 10 times bigger than her.
Do you know how hard it is to put together? Imagine putting together a dance, like being on Dancing with the Stars, and that 2 to 3 minutes is really hard to think of.
Yeah,
because you're dealing with 3 people, but that was damn near perfect. Yep. And Damian Priest is just on the outside going, "Boy, you guys go, you guys go.
I'm gonna rest."
Wow, and this is exactly why, Tommy, I said if Cody Rhodes would be allowed to come over to Monday Night Raw, he could work with Damian Priest.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you imagine Dirty Dom making fun of Cody Rhodes? Oh, my gosh. Mr. All-American Boy?
Yeah.
And, he would go from here as a heel to here.
Yep.
If he was standing across the ring from Cody Rhodes. But now, got to leave him on SmackDown. Now, look, I like when they do this.
Yeah.
They start laughing, all right, let's go double. What are we going to do
Razor's
here?
Edge.
Okay. Oh. We're going to have a double pin. I'd be scared to take the Razor's Edge, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, man.
Unless it was somebody like them. They dropped them perfectly. But, man, if you overextend with that neck exposed, woo. All right. All the nonsense is over, Tommy. Oh, here comes the Judgment Day. Carlito.
Yep.
What a move, Rhea.
Oh,
wow. Wow. I don't know if it was supposed to happen that way, but
that close.
And then Dirty Dom. Oh.
Dirty Dom. They're going to go over.
Oh, and Finn. There's Finn. They're going to go over, Tommy.
Yep.
Oh, he's going to do his dad's move. Give me a little 619.
More heat. More heat.
Oh, now let's go to the top. Oh, no, Tommy. It's going to be clean. It's going to be clean.
Oh.
1, 2. Oh, wow. 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 So good.
Yep.
If you guys are enjoying this as much as us, put it into the chat.
Yep.
Let us know. This is incredible, Tommy. Incredible.
You know, it'd be great if Liv went over on Rhea. Then you keep the chase going. Oh. Oh.
Oh, into the back.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. You can't be distracted. Oh, that was a little miss. I think that was a little bit of a miss spot.
Yeah.
I don't think she wanted to jump. Oh, look out. Oh, look at Michael. Oh, Carlito.
Oh, my
Finn.
God.
Oh, right into it. Oh, let's clear it all out. Finn.
Whoa.
Dirty Dom. No way.
I think.
Boy, what a 7-person dance this has turned into.
Look.
And now, classic.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Dom, little inexperienced there. I don't know what he's attempting to do, but Liv's upset. You don't touch my man. You don't touch my man. Hey, Liv, I would suggest you look behind you.
Yeah.
Because, she doesn't want to do that.
Oh.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do. Oh, headbutt.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's over. This one is OV. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Not a bad move.
Oh, just lifts her head up. Look at
that,
Tommy.
That was good.
Tommy, I'm gonna give that a 10. I'm gonna give that a 10.
Yep.
That was incredible.
Boy, how much pressure you have on Gunther now and Orton? Every match has been good.
It's been great. That was fire. When all 7 people get over, that's when you know you've done it correctly. Let's look at so you do the double Razor's Edge, and then all hell breaks loose. You knew Judgment Day was going to be there somehow. Here comes Carlito. It's been awesome to see him back. I love that guy.
This spot. Oh.
This is the one that was pretty dangerous. Do you think they meant to slam her in, or it was supposed to be more towards the open?
I don't think it was supposed to be that close.
Yeah.
To the barricade there.
And then Dirty Dom, timing excellent. Oh, I love how he delivers the RVD frog splash. Who I once took that to the face and had a concussion. And Damian Priest showing why he does not need to be in the Judgment Day.
Right.
There are certain guys that don't need to be in a faction.
Nope.
WWE, stop putting everybody in a faction that doesn't need to be.
Yep.
But it does really help the storyline, though. Raphael says, outstanding match, Tommy. Still better than Clemson and Georgia. Clemson has 3 points, and Georgia has scored 28 in the second half. So it's 34-3. Georgia and Clemson.
Wow.
Dabo Sweeney, thanks for coming. There is Priest, and wow. This story clearly, Tommy, will continue. The challenge is now going to be how do you keep making it interesting?
Right.
What do you do?
Yep.
What do you do?
Yep.
And Rhea Ripley, young lady, you are freaking awesome. Now,
one way. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say we've got a little more to toss to. This week there was a big debut. And as we get set and rest our voices just a little bit for the Gunther Randy Orton main event, you always wonder, will Ricochet ever been a main event star now that he's moved over to AEW? Also at AEW All In, they debuted Ricochet, who, if you like highly athletic spots, that's who Ricochet has always been. I believe part of the reason he didn't make it in the WWE to the levels that a lot of people thought he would, Tommy, is because when you have Triple H, who's the head guy, and Triple H was always, his style was always storytelling. It was always hardcore, not hardcore, but hard matches that you really sell, the hair and all that. That was not Ricochet's style. It's high spot after high spot after high spot. And I think that for at least Triple H, and he's the end-all be-all, he just doesn't like that style on a major superstar. Do you agree with that?
I agree totally, Coach. And Tony Khan is the complete opposite. He loves high spots. Look at Will Ospreay. Everything that Will does is a friggin' high spot. It's a flip, it's a turn, it's over the top rope, it's this and that. Tony loves that stuff. So, and they have another guy named Hologram or whatever his name is. He's on Saturday nights. He does the same exact thing, which everybody thought, he has a mask and everybody thought it was Ricochet. And I'm like, no way, Ricochet. He had tattoos and everything. And Ricochet is right in that realm. But I think they introduced him at this casino gauntlet match. It was a surprise. They loved it. He did his high spots and then he friggin' disappeared. I didn't see him the rest of the match, Coach. So what are you doing to him then? Like, you bring him in, and you do he should have been at least in the finish of the match. He was nowhere near it.
He should have won the damn match, Tommy. So, sometimes people outthink themselves. And everybody knows how close I've been with Christian. I rode with Christian for 3 years in the car with Hurricane Helms. But probably if you're putting a lie detector on Christian, who's over 50 years of age, he would probably tell you, I'm a hand. I'm here to get other talent over. And if that's what your role is, why would you put him as the winner of that gauntlet match? What does it do for Christian's career is my question. And the answer is it does nothing. But what could it have done for Ricochet's debut and his status within the company when you're coming in from the WWE?
Yep.
A lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
A lot. It's just it's the booking and why AEW marks get so mad at me and Eric Bischoff and probably to a lesser extent you, because I've been kind of out there, is they go, oh, you're just taking shots. No, we're criticizing and giving our opinions on the way they book things. And this was the easiest booking, Tommy, of all time. Of all time. And they screwed it up.
Yep.
They screwed it up.
It puts Ricochet back in the pack like he was in WWE. He gets his big entrance. He does his 5 minutes of flips, and then I never saw him. I don't even know where he went. He was outside the ring. And for him not to be involved in the finish at all is just friggin' horrible. It's just terrible.
Horrible. So, and I would love a little public service announcement for all you AEW marks out there. If you want to have your opinion respected or even listened to, instead of just going on social media and insulting those of us who've had decades in the business, then try to have an opinion that is based off what you see and not just what you like.
Right.
Because if you do that, now people will say, okay, I want to hear what you have to say. But when you've got AEW all over the top of your Twitter page and all you do is blast people to say anything negative, then your 58 followers can't respect your opinion at all. It's so true, too. You go and look, and I try not to do the follower game, Tommy, where you say, oh, he only has 100 followers, because I like to respect everybody's opinion. Then you open up their page and you want to have interaction, and it's all AEW T-shirts and all that sort of thing. But I always laugh, because sometimes the easiest stuff when you're trying to make the fan base happy is laying it right out there for them. We saw all that controversy, Tommy, leading up to WrestleMania, because the easiest thing to do was have Cody Rhodes finish the story.
Why
would you not have Ricochet win that match that really, in the whole scheme of things, meant nothing.
And puts him in a different echelon already once he came into AEW rather than WWE, where he just sat in the middle of the pack, right? I mean, come on. You're bringing this guy out. He's got the black and gold colors of AEW in his gear, right? So he's a company guy already. You bring him out for 5 minutes and he does all his high spots, and then you don't even involve him in the finish, and you give it to a 50-year-old guy. No offense to Christian, but I just don't agree with it, man. It's just it's
Well,
thinking old, like, oh, let's give it to Christian, and we're gonna see Christian and Danielson go at it. Really?
Tony Khan
Oh,
likes to have the OGs like him, respect him, put him over in the meetings. That's what he loves. And then the younger guys, just like in WWE, the younger guys don't have the credibility or the ability to stand up to those that are making the decisions. And when you're a young talent, you just want to have that TV time.
that's
And
right.
remember, Randy Orton, who's coming up, who just signed a 5-year deal. He'll, by the end of that deal, 27 years in the WWE. He's gone from a 19-year-old guy. He'll be 46 by the time that is done. I promise you, Tommy, that in 2002, he didn't say anything. He let Rick and Triple H and Batista do all the talking for Evolution. That's the way
Yep.
it works, unfortunately.
Yep. You're
Right?
right. Absolutely. But he's carved out a nice little deal with WWE. He's a top superstar, no matter if you see him in 6 months or you see him 6 months in a row. Fans love him,
Mhm.
and they love the way his attitude and his persona is. So, he's quite the superstar, man, and he comes from a background of family who's been in the business, and you could see it. So,
So before the match gets going, the main event, it's going to be Gunther. It's going to be Randy Orton. It's going to be fascinating. And yesterday, Gunther at the press conference, or the whatever you call it, was a huge gathering. Let's call it that, pep rally. They brought him out at the end, and the crowd went bananas. He's an Austrian native, but clearly this part of the country loves him. I also laugh, Tommy, because the company never takes weeks off. So did you notice their little promo? In 2 weeks, on the season premiere of Monday Night Raw? You didn't give me a summer to miss it. You
right,
didn't give me a week off to miss it. Season
right,
premiere. Stop it.
yeah,
But this week, my first heel coach promo was on Pete freaking Dunne, and now he's on the graphic with Jey Uso, Pete Dunne, and then 2 blank faces that will be filled in, I'm assuming, this week on Monday Night Raw.
right,
More bad booking, in my opinion, that
yep.
Pete Dunne from circa 1985 is going to go head-to-head potentially with Braun Breaker. What are we doing?
Not happening, and he's not even going to win the Fatal 4-Way. So, is it shock value that you did this?
No.
I don't know.
You can't
I
have Xavier Woods. You can't throw Xavier Woods a bone.
Yeah,
Can't throw the Miz a bone.
yeah,
Come on. That'd have been much more believable to have
yep.
the Miz and Jey Uso, and then whatever other 2 guys are going to be in it. But Pete Dunne. Now, you want to know what a star looks like, Tommy? This right here is a star. The Viper, Randy Orton, who was on Monday Night Raw. Gunther was already over here in the country doing house shows all week long, and then they were submitting, Tommy, really bad videos from a white background into Raw that looked off. Would you have ever used that when you were producing your shows?
No, I'd put him somewhere where I think he's in Germany. There, he looked like he was in a bathroom in Rhode Island. I don't know. Doesn't make sense, dude.
So true. He showed 8 different what do you call it, landmarks from Berlin tonight.
Yeah.
Gunther couldn't go to any of them. So
Nope.
this will be his, I believe this is his first title defense. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Randy Orton. The odds very much favor, according to mybookie.ag. New customers sign up. Link is in my bio. We also see there at the bottom of the screen. You can use the promo code BTT as well. Tommy, Is there a scenario in your mind where Randy Orton walks out tonight, the new champ?
I hate to say it, no. Not one chance that he's going to win the title tonight. Although I would like to see it to give him the rub for the 15th time and let him carry it for a little bit and then have another program down the line with Gunther. But that they're not going to have Gunther lose here in his hometown. So
they have not faced each other since King of the Ring. And the nice thing about having a 41-year-old Randy Orton is that when you go to them or somebody like him and say, listen, here's what we want you to do. Every superstar, even though it is choreographed, Tommy, look at Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes tonight. Both guys got over. That's the epitome of the business. But there's a lot of young guys who think that winning is everything.
Yeah.
And they complain and they bitch and they moan and I want to win because it's a big night. It's the highest money night. Now that Randy's been around for a while, he knows that if he does good business, that's going to do way more for him moving forward than walking out the champ. And honestly, he probably doesn't want to be the champ.
Right. Yeah, you're probably right. Yep, you're probably right.
Yeah.
And Gunther's going to get a huge entrance here.
I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time getting it. I still explain it to me, Tommy. What am I missing?
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat. What are we missing? I've been around a long time. I've been in the ring with every single big name star, and I can tell you exactly why they were a star. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out why Gunther is this big of a star.
Yeah, it's he's vanilla. He's very vanilla. Yeah, he's very vanilla. And
he reminds me of Steven Regal.
Yes. And it's
I used to get into it, Steven Regal, Tommy. Do you know what? When I grew my goatee for the first time, that he was so old school that I showed up at TV and he didn't. I won't say he threatened me. That'd be a little bit too far. But he's like, "Don't come back next week with the goatee." Why? Because only heels grow goatees and wear goatees in wrestling. And you're not a heel. You're an announcer. Well, about 6 months later, guess who was a much bigger heel than he ever dreamed about being?
Yep.
This guy.
Yep.
But it was still dumb.
Yeah.
Still dumb.
Jeez, how long are they going with this?
Good Lord, a 5-minute entrance for Randy Orton. Apparently, Tommy, you got to fill out the time. God forbid, because we are 2 hours and 23 minutes into this thing. Do you know who's not going to complain if they end in 3 hours? Nobody.
Nobody is right.
Nobody's going to say, man, I wish they would have gone 4.
Nope.
No, this is a perfect length time. And hopefully Triple H will look at this because the crowd's been red hot. You go to 4 or 5 hours, they die.
Yep.
This is what I want to see for every PLE.
Yep.
5-6 matches, 3 hours
and
or less.
Moves.
I'm good to go.
And it moves.
You're absolutely right. All right, now here we go. This is so generic. Why is he standing there? Why is he not walking out from somewhere? That actually looks pretty cool. The Ring General. That just screams entertainment.
I thought Dragunov was going to introduce him.
Oh my God!
Maybe him speaking German or something like that, Dragunov, and then introducing Gunther, and then get the official ring announcement when he gets in the ring.
Wow! In 2024. Go ahead, Tommy.
There's your champ. God, what is Drew saying?
You take that jacket and you put it on somebody on channel 67, UHF, 1986, it fits right in.
Yep.
So in 5 days, we've got Pete Dunne beating The Miz and Xavier Woods, and now we've got Gunther leading a pay-per-view or PLE when you could have put any of those other 4 matches. Can you imagine ending the show with that Liv Morgan Dirty Dom situation?
Crowd would be hot.
Red hot. We'll see you Monday night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
But instead, this reminds me, and to a much lesser extent, Tommy, WrestleMania 18. Remember what happened there?
Yes.
For those of you at home that don't remember, Samantha Irvin, she gets into her job. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, she does.
I think she, with all due respect, I met Lillian Garcia the day after she was hired in 1999. And she was good. She was good. What Vince fell in love with, which used to drive us insane, especially when you're calling Raw or SmackDown, you got to hear it every single week, twice a week, is that freaking Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
She must have sang it 1,000 times, Tommy. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Here we go. Let me listen to this for a second.
Yeah. They should have subtitles underneath him so they know what he's saying. Not feeling it.
I'm not. I need to stop complaining. I really do. I really do. Because, I mean,
it's the biggest pop he's ever going to get.
Yeah.
Well, Charles Robinson.
Cole said, "Why can Samantha Irvin do that?"
Yeah.
Oh man. Jonathan says, speaking of a guy who is on the rise. So I was saying, Tommy, it reminds me of WrestleMania 18 when Triple H and Vince decided that would be the year that they had put the cachet back on the World Heavyweight Championship. So how do we do that, Tommy? Yep. It always has to be at the end of the pay-per-view. And I think they've carried that forward to today.
They sure do.
And that night, it was Chris Jericho and Triple H after The Rock and Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
And if you ask anybody that watched the show that particular night, half of them at least don't remember that Jericho and Triple H won last.
I don't. And I was there.
I was there too. I was a part of it with Rock and Hogan. But when you have the best story, now this crowd is hot. I will give it to him. But this is in his part of the country or the world.
Yep.
It's not the United States where they have 90% of their shows.
Right.
It's almost like watching a wrestler from, those Saturday morning shows in 1982. And it would just be a squash match.
Yeah. Oh, look at Orton. Boy, Orton's the ultimate babyface.
Yeah, he really is.
Not used to that.
I think he's going to hit and he's going to miss, Tommy, meaning I don't think he really understands how to react to this because his entire career, he was acting a fool. He was immature. He was getting in trouble all the time. And now he's got his shit together.
Yep, he sure does.
And the crowd absolutely loves him. It's going to be really interesting to see if they end this with a DQ. Or are they going to try and protect Orton in any way? What do you think, Tommy? How do they get this done and protect?
I think I don't think Orton's going to lose clean.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, and you could tell already this match is going to be slow and methodical. A lot of holes standing there.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to see a lot of high flying stuff. Or just the pace of the match is already slower than Rhodes and KO, big time.
Correct.
that they're staring at each other. Look, see, they're waiting. See, and that's Gunther though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Jordan
what you
said,
want.
go ahead.
No, that's what you want. That's what you're going to get out of Gunther. You're not going to get him swinging, going across the ropes. He's a lot of holes. He's a lot of, methodical stuff like old school. See,
Yeah, this is Regal style. It was like this was the guy, and this also happens because you stop and then you wait for the crowd to pop. And Jordan said, so in this match, can we get some heel like Orton since Gunther is over with the crowd? Well, that's the tough part, Jordan, is these are both baby faces. Yep. And when you're a baby face, you do what they just did right there. You do a couple of leg locks over the heel, and then you get up, Tommy, and then you pause like you're an action figure or something.
Wow, it's slow. God, the pace is really. He's playing.
But here's the thing, Tommy. They're not like us, and I can admit that. This crowd is red, smoking hot. Your announcers over there, Tommy, don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But this is what The Rock did with Hogan that night, is when the crowd is hot and they're going bananas, use your time by doing nothing.
Right.
Why do anything if the crowd is just going? You can spend 8-10 minutes doing nothing.
See, look, another wrestling hole. Slow moving, another wrestling hole. Sit there.
You can't do anything else, Tommy. This is, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I like to think that we have a lot of credibility, that we've seen it all, and we certainly don't want to make BTT all about complaining, but when it comes to this, that's the only thing that I can do is, and this is what happened with Steven Regal, is they would put him on Sunday Night Heat, which was a show that we had back. It was a tape show, but he was best friends with Triple H back in the day. And there was a time period where anything Triple H wanted, Triple H got, especially when he started dating Stephanie, then marrying Stephanie. And then he would come to the production meetings and he would sit at the front. Remember? He would sit at the front table. And he was the only talent in the room. We're like, why is he here?
Yep.
And I don't know who Gunther is friends with, but it feels the same exact way.
Look at this hole. They've been in this hole like 5 minutes already. This is not the way to end a banging pay-per-view or PLE, excuse me. This is not the way, Coach. I'm sorry. They got to pick it up, man. They're all reacting to the crowd.
Argue, Tommy. Red hot crowd. Biggest gate ever, and they're going to give that biggest gate. They're going to credit Gunther for that. You know that.
Really? Oh my God.
It's hard to believe in the history of the entire company, the history of the entire WWE, that this is the highest grossing gate ever. And Jonathan says it. It's about the money. He must be selling worldwide. Jonathan, I don't believe that to be true. I just don't. But sometimes, and I can give you 10 examples when Vince was in charge and Triple H learned from Vince. I mean,
are they going to lock up anytime soon here or what?
I would do. If the crowd's standing and going bananas, Tommy, let them stand and go bananas.
Yeah.
But they would shove things down your throat regardless if there was the mask of the money. And right now, what do we see, Tommy? Oh, we're having the biggest quarter ever. Yeah. All the superstars. Wrestling fans will bite the bullet from quarter to quarter to quarter to continue to show up, even if they don't like this.
And they keep laying off people.
They keep laying off people. On the WWE side, anyway.
Of course. Because UFC's making a ton of money, right?
They are the cash cow of the TKO brand. And when you spend $4 billion for the UFC, you got to pay it back somehow. How do they pay it back, Jonathan? Well, you double your ticket sales prices in Germany
Yep.
And you take all that and then you put it over here.
Yep.
Not reinvesting into the company because all of these people,
Yep.
I can name I won't name the names, but it seems like every day somebody new's getting fired when these are the guys, not the UFC fighters.
Right.
These are the guys that are making the money. Randy Orton, it'll be 27 years, God willing, when he finishes that contract in one company. Tommy, if you would have told me in 2004 that he would still be wrestling in 2024, I told you you're out of your mind.
Yeah, the way he started off, right?
It would have been a combination of acting up, doing stupid stuff, being out too late, partying too much, whatever it was. I would not have believed he would still be in the WWE.
Yep. Do you see, Coach, do you see how this match is going? It's so slow and methodical and just it's just amazing how the differences between one match from another, man. And boy, I tell you, man, I don't like the way this is ending the PLE because it's reflected of the PLE, and I'm not seeing anything here, man. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize because I feel the exact same way. I've been red hot for 4 matches. And it's natural when you do these watch-alongs that we kind of have to pace ourselves because we are talking for essentially 3 hours. But with that being said, and they had no choice, Tommy. They had to put this as the main event.
Of course, of course.
It's.
But give me something else, please. I mean, is this how all his matches are going to be if you're the champ? You really want that?
What if we would have put this in a steel cage? I haven't seen a steel cage for a while.
No. Yeah,
Something,
you're right.
Right? We'll get a steel cage, not Hell in a Cell. Just put a steel cage over it. That's how we used to do it when we would do the 10-day tours. They would throw up a cage every now and then. Remember, Tommy, how the house shows, you would have a big one at Madison Square Garden and you'd have 2 times. You would have a steel cage match, and they would advertise that.
Yep.
Right? You could have done that here. Easily could have done that here. But instead, you book a straight wrestling match against Randy Orton with a guy who's a very mechanical wrestler.
There you go.
I didn't know he was still there.
We know Randy can go.
Oh,
we know he can go any way you want to go, dude.
Jonathan says it takes 2 to tango. Randy isn't exactly lighting it up. Jonathan, I'm telling you this. Randy is slowing down for him.
There you go. You nailed it right on the head, dude. He's going at his pace, dude.
And I do understand, Jonathan, that great name, by the way, that it does take 2 to tango. But when you have the greatest wrestling matches are between guys that have multiple ways to wrestle, that can go fast like a Shawn Michaels, or can have a great match with a guy who's fairly technical but is very entertaining like a Ric Flair. They had one of the greatest. I was ringside for that in 2008.
So was I.
I'm sorry. I love you. Over.
Yep.
That was money.
Yep.
Randy Orton was in Evolution. Randy Orton's been in there with every single big name in the last 25 years. Every one. And I don't remember rarely ever hearing Tommy, oh, Randy Orton did not have a good match. Hardly ever.
Nope.
Very interesting.
Come on.
I can't wait to see the post-show press conference, because just like the last one when Triple H didn't want to answer any of those questions, do you think anybody will – well, there won't be the same influencer, horrible reporters that are usually there in the States, but there'll be somebody there. Do you think anybody will ask him about this match and did they ever think about not putting it last?
I don't think they will. And since most of the press is from Germany, they don't want to embarrass Gunther. So they would never ask that. They would never ask that question.
That's very true. I can also tell you this, not that I didn't have just banger match after banger match, Tommy, because I did. But when you know what you've already planned and it's not working and you can feel that from the crowd, it's the worst ever. It's the worst ever.
Another rest hole. Look, right?
And
Oh
this
man,
is a guy. I will go back to this, Tommy, that this is a one-off, kind of like AEW at Wembley. Yeah, you got 50,000. Yeah, the crowd was hot. But how do you parlay that forward when you're back in the States and they're putting 3,000 people in every arena every Wednesday night?
right?
I would ask you the same question about Gunther. Yes, the crowd is hot. This is where he is from. This is the very first PLE premium live event in the country of Germany, in the history of the company. Of course, they'd be red hot if you and I were fighting each other, Tom.
Right. Yep.
But this is the guy that you're going to put in every PLE, in every big moment for the next 4 to 6 months.
Oh my God.
Oh, if it were me, hell to the no.
It's amazing that you say that too, man. 4 to 6 months of him possibly having that championship.
That means last word. We're gonna have to say, you know what? This is gonna be a Gunther free zone for the next 4 months.
Wow.
A Gunther free zone.
And you got a guy like Drew that can do a kip up at any time, even though he's getting hammered in a match and he still does a kip up. Like, are you kidding? Who cuts a better promo? Who's more interesting? Who's in a movie? Oh my God.
The kip up. He had just been in a sharpshooter for
Yeah.
5 minutes and could barely stand up. And then him demand
He was tapping out, right?
He tapped out 3 times to CM Punk and then does the kip up. Oh well.
Dude,
all right, that was a high spot.
Yeah.
So they've now got 20 minutes, Tommy. Immediately following the main event, there it is, the post show. So they're not having a press conference. My apologies. They're going to have the post show. The Miz, Big E, and I'm assuming probably Jackie Redmond is over there.
Yeah, but that will lead to the press conference. They do that all the time.
Press conference?
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Yep.
Normally, though, they promote it. They're not promoting.
Yeah, they did promote the press conference earlier.
They did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it goes to the post show. They talk about it. And now let's join Byron Saxton with this. And he's got Triple H, or he's got Cody Rhodes, or he's got whoever the first person's going to be.
Okay. All right.
Oh
this
my
crowd
God.
is getting hype.
He's going on the top rope here. Well, didn't make it. Wow. Dude, I'm serious, Coach. Who do you think made the decision to give him the title? Like, if you're sitting in a room and we got potentially Drew, Rollins, even CM Punk potentially being the champ, and then somebody says, "Oh, Gunther," like, I don't understand it.
Tommy, I think it was I think they probably argued ad nauseum, and they had to get the strap off of Damian Priest so they could go and do what we just saw, which is amazing. And they probably said, well, Gunther was Intercontinental Champion for almost 700 days, and people loved him, and they went crazy for him. And admittedly, Tommy, I wasn't around for probably the first part of that. I only kind of came back full time to wrestling in the last year or so. But regardless, I know my history. I know what works. And I know that if they're sitting in a room with all the names you just said, that this would be the last one that I would say. Can you imagine putting a strap on CM Punk and he be that villain of a world champion week in and week out?
Yep.
Or putting it on Randy Orton? That would have been cool.
Do you see how slow this is moving?
Oh, Tommy, I'm literally almost falling asleep.
Yeah.
I really
Do people who are watching with us, do they agree with us or are we wrong?
Yeah, let us know, guys. Are you enjoying this main event? Because you're probably not enjoying our commentary because we're just being little babies over here because we've had 4 great matches. We're talking about stuff moving ahead. We're talking about Monday night and then this. And Randy's probably saying, you made me go to Monday Night Raw. Gunther's already over here feeling the love. And now we're 200 hours and 45 minutes. You made me fly, well, business class, let's be honest. So to do this knowing, and I've seen it a million times, Tommy. You remember when guys knew they had a shit match?
Yeah.
They'd come back through the curtain and they would just be pissed.
Yep.
But they never be honest. Like right now, if I'm Randy Orton, I'm pissed. I'm like, Gunther, you have no other. I've got to change to the way you wrestle because you can't change to anybody else's. That's what it is. Gunther can't change, so Randy has to change.
Right. And then you got guys like Damian who could do that. You got guys like Drew who can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins can do it. Right? I know Seth is out, but I'm just making a point here. Randy Orton can do it, but he can't.
Oh.
He's got one style, that old school international beat you up.
And normally, Tommy, they think they're right all the time too.
Like where's an end coming here? Like Randy's still walking around. He's not even beat up. Like how are you going to get a pin on this guy?
You hear what the crowd's saying, Tommy?
Huh?
You hear what the crowd's saying?
No.
They're chanting RKO, RKO, RKO.
Wow.
This crowd is not pro anybody tonight. They've been on both sides of the fence because they're just pretty damn happy that WWE is there. Oh, my God. I would love it if they put Randy over here.
Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. I think I'm a little ahead of you.
Jonathan says, Seth has been out way too often recently. Agree with that. Jordan says, personally looking at it now, I wish the Cody KO and this match were switched, but can't do that since Gunther is a hometown hero. Agree with that too.
Yep.
And that sucks because that match, the Judgment Day match, could have made any of them the main event, and I would have been here for it. And so also makes the question, Tommy. These are all smart guys, Triple H and his cronies.
Yeah. So let's just take the last match with Damian Priest. Did you see him go in that ring? He did everything in that ring. He moved, he hit you, right? You look at the guy who took the title from him. Look at him. What is he doing now? Like, can Gunther match any of that?
No.
And you're right. You're right. It's the old school international heel, methodic guy working in the ring.
Man. Wow.
If that was the finish, I would have been pissed. If that was the finish, I would have been pissed.
Sometimes you got to get out of your own way, and you got to come on. Really? You got to get out of your own way. You've got to get your ego out of the way. And Tommy, they're not doing that.
They're resting more than they're wrestling, Coach.
They hide behind money, just like Jonathan said. And as long as the company's making money, I remember 2001 when the company went from like $100 million to $1 billion. We used to turn in anything we wanted, bar tabs, food tabs, because they didn't care as long as the company continued financially to go like this. Yep. Tommy, this Netflix deal could be the death of them. How many times have we heard it? Right?
Yep.
$5 billion.
It's killing the international markets, I'll tell you that.
Killing the international market.
Affiliates over there. Because WWE doesn't have the rights to Raw. It's got to air on Netflix first. And Raw is going to repeat on Netflix. So why would they want to let Sony India air Raw 2 days later? Why would I want to do that? Why would Netflix do that when I could have you pay for it and watch it? And we're on watch it on Sony India, that you get it for nothing. That ain't happening, dude.
It's a very,
That's
very
not
good
happening.
point. A lot of layers to this,
Yep.
and when he's selling his forearm, Tommy, of when he came off the top rope with the splash.
See, Coach, the big difference was Raw was on USA Network in the United States. So now WWE could sell Raw internationally. Different story with Netflix, right? It's a stream and it's global. USA Network is not global. Big difference. I was part of all those negotiations. Raw was our top show to sell, first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
And if you couldn't get Raw in your territory, you got bottom line that makes you want Raw.
So what do you think the answer is? Oh, I thought it was over there. I was hoping.
Yeah, so did I.
Jonathan says Netflix is international, though. Jonathan, that's the whole point that we're trying to explain to you.
That's my point.
Jonathan, here's what you have to understand. That Tommy ran the international TV department for the WWE.
Yeah.
Well, he was there for over 3 decades, but he did it for a very, very long time. How we made money, and this is something WWE is not talking about, Jonathan, is basically imagine 160 countries writing a check to WWE. Let's say it's $1 million for Raw. Let's just call it $1 million. The fact that I have time to tell this story in the middle of the main event is criminal, but we do. And so $160 million a year is straight to the company for still airing Raw and or SmackDown. Now that Netflix is international, all of those countries now have to watch Raw on Netflix, and that $1 million that they were writing a check for, that goes away. Uh-oh, here we go. Randy Orton, we got a new champion. No. So even though they're making $5 billion, that's the number they're selling to you at home. When in reality, they are also losing some international money. So it's kind of going to be a wash. They'll still make more, Tommy, but a lot of people are losing their jobs.
It also kills your ability to promote in that area. Like now we have Raw on Sky before Netflix, and now I can promote the hell out of the tour that's coming there. Now you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it on Netflix because it airs everywhere. So I can't put a UK promo of the show that's going to be airing in Germany. We customized. That's what we did. So
Jordan says, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying the $5 billion deal is great, but when you think of it globally, internationally, they're going to lose a lot of markets.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes 2 steps forward does not always mean 2 steps forward.
And that means people get eliminated.
That's the part that sucks too. Is a lot of WWE people have already gotten released.
Don't I know that?
Brutal. All right, now Randy's going to the outside. So for the 4th time in 5 matches, they're clearing out the announce table. This is when agents don't talk to each other, Tommy.
Wow.
Because I remember that if you started from the top down. So if Randy and Gunther wanted to do something, they would go to the next match down and say, we're doing this. You guys don't do it, please. And that's the way it used to work. Because if you have a big spot through the announce table in match 4, then when the main event gets there and you do it again, it takes away from the impact.
Just look how slow it's moving. Look.
Tommy, I'm literally like my eyes are closing. Sometimes you'll be like, man, I can feel myself falling asleep without falling asleep. That's how I feel right now.
My granddaughter even thinks it's bad. She's putting thumbs down.
Could you do the international selling for SmackDown, though? You could.
Yeah.
You could.
But the A show is Raw. Yeah, you could. Yeah, but you got to sell one. They're the flagship shows. Raw and SmackDown are your flagship shows. That's what we called it back in the day. So our first thing was to sell Raw, and then ancillary, sell SmackDown. And then if you're a country that can't afford it, we sell you the magazine shows. Bottom line is the Raw show, Afterburn was a SmackDown, just to give you a taste.
That's
now you got
exactly
the
right.
taste. Now you got to throw the big bucks for the flagship show. It's very easy, guys.
Yep. I did all of those. The
You did all that
afterburns,
stuff
the
for
live
us.
wires, the medals, the jacked. Oh my God, WWE jacked. Jordan says also depends on people wanting to get a Netflix subscription. Well,
Well, they
Jordan,
will.
that's what they're banking on.
Well, they're gonna. People
So
are gonna
we can watch
want to.
Raw.
Wrestling fans are wrestling fans, right, Coach? They're gonna want to. If you're in England and you don't get Raw anymore, they're buying Netflix, dude.
100%.
If you can't get Raw, and you're not going to be able to get it, because that would be the dumbest thing ever that Netflix would do, is allow other affiliates in your territory to get the show. So why would I want to go to Netflix and pay $9.99 a month when I could watch it on my cable? That's not happening.
Did you say $4.99 a month?
No, I said $9.99, whatever the cost is. I don't even
I think
know.
it's up to $15 a month now.
Well, yeah.
But understand this, guys. This is a commercial business, and Netflix is moving into the live event business. They're opening a door with Monday Night Raw to then start bidding on live sports. Last year, Peacock, which you guys are watching right now, Peacock put an NFL game on, and they made upwards of $40 to $50 million for the one game on top of their expense for one game to test it out. And people bitched and moaned and complained that it was behind a paywall. But what did they do, Tommy?
They bought it.
Damn right they bought it.
And they're doing it again this year.
Yep. It's a part of it. That's how they make so much money. That's how Jordan Love makes $50 million a year. That's how Patrick Mahomes makes. That's how Roman Reigns is going to make $15 to $20 million a year. That's how it works. This is professional wrestling, not amateur wrestling. And there's big money to be made. And Tommy, you know this. Nobody spends $5 billion without wanting to get $10 billion back.
That's right.
What are we doing now, Tommy?
Oh.
So they spent all that time putting up the steps, and I didn't know that little Ric Flair was still there.
Yeah, Charles Robinson.
I used to run the arenas with him.
He's a good guy.
Every week. Yeah, we would run the arenas to get in shape. Love him.
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
Yeah. I'm glad he still got a job. Oh, now this right here, Tommy, this is what you put on a card. This is what you put on a video game. That is big time. That is big time. So now they are 36 minutes in. Tommy, 36 minutes in.
And there hasn't been move. They have moved so slow. Like, is every match going to be like this with him?
Well, I mean.
Oh, Jonathan Davis said the match is so boring. He's putting away his groceries.
I know. I mean, it affects how our Watchalong. I mean, we were flying. We were rolling.
I would love to see the reaction on social media to this match.
I always used to complain that the bosses or Vince or whoever else would read, because when I left is really kind of when social media was just starting. Then when I went back in 2018 for my cup of coffee, I felt like, they were playing way too much into social media reaction. But this is when I hope that they do, Tommy.
He's got the sleeper.
Is a sleeper going to be?
It's putting us to sleep.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. If he taps out, he doesn't even have he doesn't even on correctly. And you know there's going to be those people out there, Tommy. You guys are idiots. You don't know what
Really?
you're talking about.
Really? Watch it. Oh.
This is amazing. Oh. And I hope that people don't shit on the whole night, because the whole night has
No.
been awesome. Has been awesome.
And Orton brought his wife here to see this match.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he brought her there. Yeah.
I'd rather be watching the Quebecers versus men on a mission.
I've already taken out the trash. Jordan Cooper.
What has been your favorite match tonight, Tommy?
I like Cody's.
You like that first one?
Yes.
Yep.
And I like the Rhea match. Excuse me, Rhea's match, or the Damian Priest match too.
I think it comes down to those two for me. We only have 5 to choose from, and this was one of them. Yep. And then you got the women's tag match, and
I thought Cody's match started this show and it moved, man, and it told a great story.
It really set a tone.
Yes, it did.
Really set a tone.
And what did I say in the beginning? This match had to match that, right?
Mm-hmm. And every night so far, or every match so far, I felt 3 of the 5 have been amazing. I know what they're trying to do with Bianca Belair, and we're gonna have the sleeper again.
Oh my God.
Is this gonna be the finish? He doesn't even have it on right. Tommy, he didn't even have it on right.
No. This is the finish, Coach.
No.
This is the finish.
Oh my God.
Look. Oh, he's not going to pull a Hulk Hogan, is he? He did it. No comment. After all that.
All right, so you're going to take 2 of your top stars tonight. And apparently, since you're overseas, you're acting like nobody else is seeing this. And you beat Drew McIntyre clean. CM Punk, 90 pounds lighter than him. And now you got Randy Orton, a decorated 15-time world champion. And you're going to have him lose clean, Tommy Carlucci, to Gunther, the ring general.
And it was
a sleeper hold.
A sleeper hole, yeah. And really, Charles Robinson called for it. I know he picked Randy's hand up and didn't. It was limp, but.
Here's a public service announcement to the creative team, because I know there's a few of you watching right now as you get ready to write and get on a plane and go back home. Stop this. You have so many good things going. Start getting more creative with other stars. Stop with the 3-segment matches. No more 4-segment matches. And no more Gunther as the world heavyweight champion. All right, Tommy, we've been on for 3 hours. We got other things to do today. Let's wrap things up. Your final 30 seconds, so kind of recap what you thought of Bash in Berlin.
Great show. I hated the end. Bottom line, I thought it was a great show. I thought every match really was good, told stories, and then you get to this, and then you see a sleeper hole, and you win the match. I don't get it, Coach, man. I got a really sour taste right now because I thought the show started out great. It continued, and the Rhea match was great. It didn't match what the other matches did, Coach. I'm sorry. So what are they going to do, shake hands now?
Jonathan agrees with you. He says, I agree, Tommy C. Wow, buried Orton there. Jordan says, what the... and now we're going to shake hands to try to save face for Randy Orton. That's what we're going to do.
If he was the real Viper, he'd fucking RKO him right now.
You're damn right he would.
And walk out of the ring.
Yeah, give him an RKO. Give him an RKO. Oh, no. Did you hear what Michael Cole just said?
No.
He goes, Gunther is the future.
Well, I'm not seeing that.
Oh, my God. I want to end on a positive tonight up until this match. But guess what? No matter what show at Behind the Turnbuckle you watch this week, we said this would happen. Do not ever say we didn't warn you that this would happen, because we knew it and we called it. Judgment Day, over like Rover, absolutely loved it. Jade Cargill, Belair,
New champ.
You are stars. Now let's just play into that.
Yep.
And then Cody and Kevin Owens, you got the night started off with an absolute banger of a match.
Yep.
And so all in all, I'll give the show a 7. I would have given it a 9 if not for that last match right there.
Yeah.
Tommy, I'll see you Monday night, 11:10
Yes, sir.
Eastern time. That'll do it. All right.
I'll be there.
Thank you to our premium members. Tell all your friends we want to continue to grow every single month. Have just a few more and a few more. We're going to be here for many, many years to come, because we feel like there is a chasm between really credible pro wrestling knowledgeable people and those that are not. And we want to have a good, positive community, and you guys have helped us start with that. So with all that being said, for Big Tommy C, producer man, our numbers guy, Raphael, I am the coach. We'll see you on Monday night, the last word, part of Behind the Turnbuckle. Have a great weekend.
Has been paid for by Behind the Turnbuckle Plus. New pod orders.